There we go.
I can really hear myself. Can we turn the gain down?
That a little bit. There we go.
That gain is.
Let's make sure.
There.
Can everybody hear us properly?
I should probably turn on the comments. I remember I said I had squeaky chair. I really need to fix that.
We'll figure it out.
Hear this thing?
It's okay.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out.
I really think this goes to it.
It might.
It's probably this.
It might.
Welcome to the Millennium Falcon.
Yes.
Apparently.
Welcome.
And not the one we're building with Legos.
No.
Or Lego.
Lego bricks.
Lego bricks. So welcome into the Millennium Falcon, where we are going over a lot of trivia this evening.
Yes, we are. I'm very excited about this.
I am as well. We are not watching the Super Bowl.
We are making a point not to, and we're also making it a point to not talk about it.
Yeah. Now, for those of you that know me, which I feel sorry for you, you might be like, Nathaniel, but here's the thing, sir. You're a sports fan, and as far as I understand, good sir, a hater of cats in general, especially the one which constantly fucking interrupts the show.
Yep.
But you're a big sports fan, and as far as I understand, you're also a Kansas City fan, which is accurate, or rather, was accurate. Okay, cool, Lone Wanderer. If you ever want to play any trivia, just let us know. You can come up here, you can win money that you can keep yourself or give to charity. But we are not watching the Super Bowl, not because I don't like Tom Brady. I don't, but rather because, well, there's a video that we posted to the Divine Disbelief channel, a few weeks back. No, 2 weeks ago, right before the AFC Championship game, where I indicated why I am no longer, at least currently, a fan of Kansas City. Doesn't have to be permanent, you pricks. But don't fix everything after you're like bad again. I want to enjoy
the goodness.
Yeah, like 2 years ago, whenever we watched one of the first games that Susan and I watched together was the AFC Championship game, where Kansas City played New England and stupid Rex Burkhead.
Right.
I was so conflicted. Do you remember that? Like I want to really be excited for this person because he went to Nebraska, but at the same time he's destroying my hopes and dreams. Right?
Yeah.
And so I want to little audio issues.
It might be. Let's try this just a skosh.
It's cracking.
It's crackling. Oh, then it might be.
Gain.
I might have it up too high then.
You definitely I can hear myself.
Yeah, and well, yeah.
I can hear myself a lot. Maybe that might work a little better. I think.
Let's see how that is.
Yeah.
Let us know how it sounds now. Because it hopefully the problem was that it was.
Yeah. Sorry, I can never get this shit right. But I am, because of a lot of stuff having to do with cultural appropriation. No change.
Oh no. Let's see.
That changes it over to a different gain, I believe. Let's hope that makes a change.
Yeah.
If not, I'll just unplug this thing and we'll listen. But because it still is green, yeah. But there's a lot of racism, cultural appropriation, things like that are included in this. That
Jenna, unplug and plug back in.
If it sucks, it's because it's divine disbelief, and this is like what we do to start a show. But that's why we're not. And let me know if it sounds good, bad, in between, please, because I don't know. I guess I could just turn one on the other screen and make it do different things.
How it, yeah.
This is so common that I have to do this.
No, we've had this mic for a while. When we've used this mic before, so it's just a sort of a matter of figuring out.
I think it's actually worse.
Oh no!
Jesus.
Oh no!
Like I don't get it. Well,
we can try the other mic if you want to too.
Well, no, I'm just kind of hoping that I turn it into. Now it's in. Was it Omni?
Yeah.
Is Omnidirectional is all of them. I don't know. Maybe it's my headphones. Who knows?
I don't know.
Which is like a bad thing because I need to be able to hear your voices tonight for
We
the.
do.
Yeah, that's remember what I said.
Yeah.
Important to talk into the microphone. I was listening to the
Look
stuff
at
we
this.
did the other 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I don't know.
We'll get it figured out.
Don't mention the game.
Yeah, please no. Please no.
Yeah, should I go over here? I gotta do it over here. I'll just be way over here and yell at it. As if it's Nebraska football right now. Just the worst. I don't know. Look, it's Moff Gideon. He's apparently a bad character.
He's a bad guy, yeah.
Is he?
He is a bad guy. He hasn't
Funko
watched
Pops.
Mandalorian.
Okay. Is in there. Grand Priapism is there.
Yeah.
Awesome. Graham, we gotta hear your voice, bro.
Yeah, you'd have to have some sort of
Yep.
Some sort of a microphone of some
Yeah, it's not a
sort.
typey thing. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry. But so, what are we?
Yeah, we do have a different one. It's just the it's the regular it's the regular Yeti Blue. Let's see.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. If that's the case, we can just plug right into the monitor.
Yeah.
Because the monitor has speakers.
It does.
I have a really cool monitor. It's like a.
Yeah, it's cool. It's
Hey,
very,
Santi,
very cool.
how are you? So hopefully it works. By the way, if you are anywhere else, like if you are on Periscope or somewhere else, and you would like to join in this, which again, money involved.
Yes.
You have to come over to YouTube because I don't know how to play it up on the screen.
Well, you just have to send a send a DM and then send them the.
Like I don't know if I can do it through Periscope. Yeah.
Yeah. To get out and then go back in.
So does it work? Is it working yet?
How does it sound, y'all? Does it sound about the same? We're hoping that it doesn't sound about the same. I'm entirely sure. There's Jenna!
I can unmute Jenna, right?
Jenna, you're currently muted.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And it still sounds the same.
Let me see.
Brother.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
There we go.
Is it? I don't know. Hi, Jenna.
Hi. It's still crackly. I have no idea why. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, now you're muted. It's okay, folks. They're gonna work it out. It's good.
We'll figure this stuff out.
Oh my, that's better. That you fixed it. Yay. Yay. Praise Susan and Nate.
Yay.
This is the intro we're going for, which is why I made like the 2-minute intro so that we could have time to figure this out and then never. Surus is in here. Hi, Surus. The channel was defunct. Here's the thing.
Hey, Surus.
I keep trying to, and it just. Anyways, Surus, if you want to do trivia, man.
Yeah. Come do trivia with us.
Trivia.
Hey, Brainbug.
Trivia, Surus.
Yes, please. Someone else join on trivia because I suck. I'm not winning.
By the way, Surus, I know that over the course of the past couple of months, I know that we've helped out. I know that Surus, you've had some
shit happens
type of things that you've had, some assistance and stuff like that. If that's still something that you're doing, first off, you should join trivia anyways.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Also, he shared a video earlier today on Twitter with this guy saying how bad Marvel Alliance on the Xbox 360 was, and honestly, it's heresy. But that way, I'm low again. I'm just so annoyed.
Is it on dark?
I don't know. What does it sound like now?
I don't know.
If you win this, and Surus is still, it's a great cause to give to somebody that we know that is a great person with a great family as well. So if that's the case, you don't need the money yourselves unless you do, then keep it.
Yeah.
And do some, I don't know, buy alcohol or whatever the kids do these days. What the kid? I don't know what they do.
I guess it's buy alcohol. I feel like it's always a thing. As kids are always buying alcohol.
Yeah. Maybe.
Me?
Potentially.
Okay. Susan, what are we doing? What are the rules?
So let me pause that on there real quick. Okay. So what we're doing this evening is we are doing some no Super Bowl Sunday trivia. The basic rules as so first off, as we progress through the game, whoever is the winner of each individual round gets to move on to the next round. The people who do not win have to drop out. You have to drop out for at least one round, just to make sure that everybody who wants to play gets a chance to play.
Cyrus, Brian, Grand.
Come hang out.
Yeah.
Brand, you still need a microphone. I love you.
Asterisk there. If it's just a few of you, then nobody has to drop out.
Yeah.
So
Ooh.
you could be really bad at trivia, admittedly myself, and yeah, there you go. I don't know. I literally got to copy and paste the answers to like the Beatles trivia. I don't know them. And so I could probably be in that one. So
I mean,
if you would like to, that it's important to note there. I just wanted to make sure. And then if folks want to come in.
yes. So the main rules. So as we've already mentioned, if you please don't mention the Super Bowl. I know we've already mentioned it. I know we've already talked a little bit about it. From here on out, we're officially like, no Tapioca Weasel. You do not need a camera to participate. You just need a microphone. We've already talked about it a little bit from here on out. Please don't mention the Super Bowl. No mention of any scores or anything. And also please, just because we're not talking about it doesn't mean that we want to call it sports ball.
Please don't.
Please don't call it sports ball.
Literally an insult. I just like, I get it. 99% of atheists hate sports.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Sorry, I don't want to bring it up.
I actually don't know the answer to that. Why people like because we are like a competitive species.
That's
true. Like we're not like running around. See, this is the thing. Running around and clubbing each other on the head and then things like that.
It's always been a thing.
I'm going to say, yes, never mind. We still do that.
Yeah,
but now we call it sports.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so I don't know why. Maybe it's like the fact that in basketball, there's like too many numbers. And in soccer, there's not enough. And also the whole running around thing is not an American.
Yeah, that's just not.
That's why we're bad at
so un-American.
Not a thing at all.
Yeah. You don't score enough. It's also cold in hockey. Honestly, I don't know.
No idea.
But yeah, but a lot of but no sports ball. Please don't say the word. It's just like in general. It's you DM'd on Twitter. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, let me get that.
So we I didn't. Did you write the notes somewhere that I can see them, or like the rules?
They're in the.
Are they?
The thing.
Over there. Way over there. Other rules. Oh yeah, so this is like Jeopardy, kind of. Some of it is. Anyways, points and such. And we decide who like says they know the answer first. Okay? Like if I say that you like dinged in or said, "Hey, it's me, god damn it, whatever." And the other person's like, "No, it was me first." I don't care. It was definitely you. Right. So there you go. That's the answer.
Nice.
Can't join in since I'm busy, but you and I need to talk about heresy. Dude, it's not my fault. That game was amazing. Okay, Cyrus. Right. But again, if you do win, I know that that Cyrus is. You can get in contact with him. You can follow him on Twitter as well. As really a great person that has in the past needed some assistance here recently, and so if that's still the case, what I'd recommend.
Great.
Also,
Brian.
Brian.
Now.
Oh, you got a mic now.
I think I can add him. Can you? Cool. I got him.
Does it work?
Hello. Yes,
Hello.
it works.
It's an ancient microphone.
I can tell. So it's the one that we have.
Logitech.
Oh yeah. We're fancy.
Yeah, this is the Logitech. How is it again? XBT or
Yeti X.
Yeti X.
Yeti
See,
X.
I know letters. And something else. There's
What
another.
was the other thing?
There was another something in the rule. I don't know. You
yeah, technically rule number 2. We've already said some other ones. Technically rule number 2. Please don't Google stuff. we're going sort of based on the honor system, and we realize we'll probably be able to tell if you Google stuff, but please don't Google stuff because it's kind of unfair to the other people that are playing. Rule number 3, you can curse all you want, but if you use any slurs of any sort, then we're kicking you out, just so you know. That sort of goes for everything.
Yeah, that's normal.
Yeah. Rule number 4, feel free to answer the questions in the chat, but if you really want to play, just let us know. We'll send you the link so you can come and play, and we're more than happy to have you in here. And rule number 5, the quiz is fixed as in we know. I'm so used to saying this with Geek Sudra.
I know. I know what you're going to say next.
The quiz is fixed as in we know what the answers are and we know what we will accept. We did write this quiz, so we know what we're accepting. It was more so Nathaniel that wrote it than I did. So
it was my idea, though.
You know, yeah.
Well, we did. This is the second year in a row that Kansas City has been in the Super Bowl, and so I'm not watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And the second year in a row we've done trivia. Last year it was just trivia United States.
Right.
I think Grand might have been there for that.
It was on Periscope.
I was on Periscope. Grand might have been there. Those questions are going to recycle tonight, FYI. And during the second round, Susan is going to be going over these things, over them. Oh, great. Susan will be going over and doing like some of the Beatles stuff, and I'll be actually creating some stuff over. It's over here. So if you like look to your left, screen. You'll see me doing it.
Yeah.
Like to your left, like look over. So what I'd like to do is that everything?
Figure out.
Is that everything?
Yeah, that is technically all the rules.
Yeah, just give like answers and whatever. And if you're wrong, you don't get an answer again. Jeez.
Dang.
One and done.
I'll decide. So cool. Let's do this. I don't know. Like, I don't know you. I don't know we've ever met. I love your glasses, but I don't know you.
I don't know.
We spoke last night in a hello in the chat, and that was it.
That's the most you have gotten. Yes, I know. I've like been on like a stream or two with Susan, but like Nate, I'm just a stranger.
Oh.
But she's a wonderful stranger to you.
Yeah, she was super nice last night.
Yeah.
So, really excited hello in the chat. Well, or yesterday, I think it was on the Ben podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I was making all the jokes and nobody was laughing.
Aww.
Seriously.
It's okay.
Like, I need more. So, Jenna, right? That's how you say it,
Jenna.
All right. And then Grand Priapism's over there. One of the better names. A guy who's either Swedish or Irish.
¿Por qué no los dos?
I don't know.
Never know.
And then Tapioca Weasel over in the bottom left or right. Depends, I guess, on your perspective.
Yeah, it sort of depends.
Either way.
But yeah.
So you guys know how to play trivia and stuff, right?
Trivias.
Yeah, let me see here.
What you can do, what I discovered you can do, if you share down at the bottom.
Yeah.
Can I tell you a funny joke before we start?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why don't Native Americans like snow?
Why?
Because it's white and all over their land.
I was going to say that.
That's true.
Seems like, yep.
That's accurate.
Knew it was going to be something
You can share.
horrible.
It's true. Are you already on the thing?
No. That is the thing. Okay, cool.
So we formally have 4 teams.
Gotta be that one.
Yeah.
Right? Sure. Oh.
There we go.
There it is. Okay, cool.
So we can see that.
Yeah.
Cool.
You don't get to decide the first topic I did. So go ahead.
Yeah. This is over the New Testament. So I think you have to go back in to control it. There we go.
I was trying to control it from StreamYard. That was dumb. All right, go ahead.
So we've got 4 teams going to go there.
Right.
We would like y'all to come up with, do you want to use your names? Do you want to use a team name? It's entirely up to y'all. Jenna, what do you want to use?
Yeah, I'll just use Jenna.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I'm not that creative.
Me either.
Guarantees my win tonight.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Grand, you're next. Do you want to just use Grand Priapism?
Yeah, Grand is fine.
Grand. Okay. All right. Tapioca Weasel, you want to go with what you got, or you want to use a different thing?
Tapioca. I don't know if Tapioca Weasel will fit on there, so Well, it just gets
Apparently it
bigger.
will.
Expand it.
Kitty,
No.
kitty, kitty.
And
My cat
then-
just jumped up on my lap,
Good.
so that's
That,
fun.
that worked for everybody. Good.
Cat.
We're
What
gonna
is
be Irish. I don't actually know. What are you today?
People don't even ask anymore. It's all right.
Okay.
Do you feel like being Irish or do you feel like being Swede?
Yeah. Okay. So this mouse is amazing, by the way. It's an ergonomic
fancy.
mouse. It's like the largest mouse ever made. It's amazing. Love
I don't
it.
know. We had a trackball mouse that was bigger.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, trackball mice were.
All right. Who goes first? What do you think?
Let's say Jenna will go first.
Yeah,
since
you were here first.
Yeah.
Oh
Now,
god.
Jenna gets to go first.
In this quiz, which is again the New Testament is the category here. And by the way, not everything on this channel is about religion. We're sitting inside a Millennium Falcon, which is certainly not in a movie series that has anything to do with any religion.
Huh.
Hilarious.
Not
Atheists
at all.
love Star Wars.
Not at all.
And not everything, but this first one does. So it's up to you. Get the Jesus birth stories, the books of the New Testament, the Gospels, the sayings of Jesus, and some peculiarities in the Gospels.
Peculiarities.
Yeah.
That's a good word.
So the Gospels.
Basically.
Not all of them. There's not in the Gospels. It's the only important part of the Bible. You know?
So I have to answer like Jeopardy? Is that the
I mean,
rule
you
too?
can. Most of
Okay.
them are in like that phrasing.
Oh, really?
Ah.
Well, you did them like actual Jeopardy.
Kinda. Yeah. I don't know. It turns out it's more difficult to write that way, but I figured it out.
All right, well, I'll do my best.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm supposed to choose, huh? Shit, you think I know how Jeopardy is played. All right, Jesus' birth for 200.
200. All right. Let me get the mouse here. All right. So I'm not going to say answer because I'm not tech. But anyways, this one, Caesar named him the king of the Jews in 34 BCE, and he reigned until his death in
Beep.
34. Yeah. You gotta wait until I finish talking. Now who is it? Swede?
Who is Herod the Great?
What? You say Herod?
Karen the
Herod.
All right. That's apparently. Oh, wait, I have to hit spacebar.
No,
I'm
you can
not
just
I'm just gonna
click
do
that
that.
up there.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Now, for 500 additional points, what were the names of his 3 sons who would inherit his kingdom after he died?
Shit.
No idea.
You have the floor. Okay.
Can any of us answer that or just him?
No, Swede doesn't. Swede doesn't know, so anybody now.
Yeah, anybody.
But he gets first crack. Is that how
Yep,
it works?
and he has no idea.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Oh,
No.
jeez.
That would have been my guess.
That was my guess.
That one, I believe, is in like some books involving.
Yeah, I
Daniel.
don't think that one's right.
Yeah, it's Daniel, I think.
Anybody?
Joke answers are worth 1,000 points.
I know he had
They
a
are.
son named. I know he had a son named Herod, but I don't remember anything else.
Cool thing about the cool thing about the Herodian dynasty is they all were named Herod.
And all
Now they're not. That was like your basically like a
That
surname.
was Ptolemy.
Hey, we can get into Ptolemy and how the Hasmoneans went over this and how Herod actually beat the Hasmoneans and was named in 34 BCE was named the actual king of the Jews, even though he wasn't Jewish, and he's from Idumea and not Judea, by Caesar Augustus, which is previously Octavian, who he helped to beat Mark Antony and Cleopatra at the Battle of Actium. Sure, we could do that. You're welcome.
Whoosh.
Were those
Yeah,
clues?
No, not at all. But they are Herod Archelaus. He became the tetrarch of Judea and what is now it was Idumea, basically.
Mhm.
And you had Herod Antipas,
Yep.
who's up in Galilee, and then you had Herod Philip, which is definitely the
Kinda
Greek,
funny.
the Greek of the names, and he's over in the northeast in Trachonitis. In 2 days before the death of Herod, you also had Herod. It was Antipater, and Herod had him straight up
Antipater.
murdered. So there you go.
Mm.
Yep. There you go.
Like you do.
like
As you will. So then I just like go in you. That's the one, right? Okay, cool. Swede.
Let's go birth for 100.
All right. Come on. This many gospels contain a birth narrative.
Buzz.
Yeah. Tapioca, I'm guessing. I don't know. I didn't look.
Yeah, it was. 2.
Wait, are you? Can you control that?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the hell? That is correct. They are 2
Woohoo.
of them.
Yeah.
Good job. There's like additional stuff with that too, but I'm just not gonna. So,
You're like,
all right. Go ahead.
Although,
give him the point.
to be fair, it doesn't specify canonical gospels. So,
Yeah, we're staying out of the apocrypha here.
yeah.
Well,
well,
Yeah.
okay, it did say, yeah, the topic is New Testament, so that does sort of implicitly.
yeah,
That's true.
sure. You're right. We'll go over that in a second. I
We'll
think
see.
I can like just add some points. too.
Which New Testament? Catholic, Protestant?
Yeah.
Nope.
Which variation of it?
Nope.
How many books are we talking? 66, 68, 70?
There's not
What?
66 books in the New Testament.
I did
All right,
not
well,
study for
Tapioca.
this.
Do I choose now?
Yeah. Did you get
Let's
it right?
do gospel peculiarities for 300.
All righty. Answer here. All 4 gospels state this was the reason Jesus was executed by the Romans.
Buzz.
Tapioca.
He was claiming to be king of the Jews.
That is correct.
Yep.
He was. Good job. That is
Not in the
accurate.
form of a question, but okay.
I give points for trying too. Okay, so how much is it? Oh,
300.
Tapioca, guys. So I just hit that. Look at that. It does math for me. It's like a calculator. By the way, if you're enjoying this and you would like to join, you can
Send one of us
send
a DM.
send her a DM over at Motel Cowboy and on the Twitter sphere,
Anybody there?
and
Nobody.
we can bring you up and probably not like in the middle of this one unless you're like, I don't know, a scholar or something. If you want to, that's fine. And but can have a good time, and you can apparently try to beat Tapioca, who's answered the past 2 in a row, I think. Right? Okay, cool. All right, go ahead.
Gospel peculiarities for 100.
100. All right. The Gospel of Luke's birth narrative, I wrote that wrong, states Jesus was born during the reigns of Herod the Great and Quirinius. Why is this
Buzz.
unique? You have to wait until I get done saying
That here's the problem though, because multiple people might have wanted to buzz, so he's getting in ahead.
you.
He is. Well, I mean,
Go ahead, Swede.
he's
You have
What
one.
is Herod perished before Quirinius became governor of Syria?
Oh, why'd you?
What on earth? I did that on accident.
There you go.
That
There you go.
is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is as you can see, a 10-year gap there. There you go. Good job.
What is
Peculiarities.
dying before he was supposed to?
Yeah, I made sure to leave like a certain word out of it. So, all right, sweet. What you got? Yeah. I don't,
Let's go peculiarities for 200, Alex.
all right. Oh man, I wish I could live up to that. All right. In Matthew chapter 19, verse 28, we find the following. Jesus said to them, "Truly I tell you, at the end of all things, when the Son of Man sits on his glorious throne," good for him, "you who have followed me will also sit on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel." Why is this unique or peculiar?
Buzz.
Yep. I'm pretty sure that's sweet, right? Or,
Yeah, it was
No,
Tapioca.
this is
Sorry.
Tapioca.
Like, it was Tapioca.
Yeah.
Because Judas is presumably included in that, and Judas is going to betray him.
That is accurate.
Ding,
Yep.
ding, ding.
Yeah, good job. Yeah. Yeah, that's rather peculiar if as you mentioned, if that
he was-
happens later on,
Yeah, if he was supposed to betray.
because Matthew's not 19 chapters long. So that's correct. I guess I'd probably better. I gave Swede points earlier.
I've got the
Yes, I
totals
got
right
the
now.
100, so yes.
Yeah,
Okay, there you go. Thanks.
yeah. It's like I've got
It's
the
like-
I've got the totals right now.
I don't think that Alex ever like added up the points by himself. I feel like there was other people in there, right?
Probably.
Okay.
I think I think Alex Trebek had some help.
I think that's how that works.
Man,
Yeah.
I'm doing all of it.
Me, I don't think so.
Yeah. I'm doing like all of it myself. This slacker. All
I'm
right.
proud of you.
All right. Tapioca, go ahead.
Let's do sayings of Jesus for 200.
All righty. In Mark 2:27, Jesus seems to state, "The Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. Therefore, the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath." When placed in its original Aramaic, though, he says, "Sabbath was made for Bar Enosh," which means man, not Bar Enosh for the Sabbath. Therefore, Bar Enosh is Lord even of the Sabbath. Who is he saying this to, and what is he justifying?
Even I don't know.
Oh, I've told you before.
I know you have, but I don't remember.
Buzz, Tapioca. He is saying this to people, possibly Pharisees or Sadducees, who are criticizing him for healing on the Sabbath, I believe.
Nope.
Damn.
Anybody else? You don't lose any points.
No,
so
yeah,
if
you
just
know,
want to guess.
it's not like traditional Jeopardy in that sense. You don't lose anything.
Brian said, "I'd jump in if the topic was phylogeny." And look, I could have done that.
You could have.
Like Freed, Grant, or Jenna, anything?
Boop, boop, boop.
I only have comedy answers.
Oh, no, that'll work. You could. I mean, this is actually, there are some things in here that are actually rather, I consider them to be comedic because they're so just like destructive to anything that anybody would try to say. The answer, you weren't far off. It was the Pharisees, who again, Jesus was basically one of them.
It's true.
And because they were picking grain on the Sabbath. This is also unique because that would mean that they were up in Galilee, and the Pharisees wouldn't go to Galilee. They were very specifically around Jerusalem. This is another way they were able to tell that Mark was not written in Palestine. So there you go.
This is all stuff that I don't know.
I think Tapioca, you got again, right? That's because gotta remember these things, man.
Let's do gospel peculiarities for 400.
All right. See, some of these are not as easy as people would think. You know what I mean?
They're all not as easy.
I was half right. I think I should get half
Pharisees
points.
Or Sadducees. You were a third. Right?
You're right. I was okay. I was a third or a fourth.
Yeah. Well, if you say that wrong, you end up being a Third Reich. In the resurrection narratives, many people visited the empty tomb, and this many believed the resurrection based on the tomb alone.
Buzz.
Yeah, well, apparently only your buzzer works. What's up?
Zero people believed based on the tomb alone.
That
That
is correct. None of them believed that Jesus rose from the dead, even though apparently he said he was going to a couple of times.
Spoiler alert.
None of them believed that. In fact, if you read where Mary Magdalene, I think that one is in Luke, I think, and she goes and she sees Jesus, which is interesting because she sees Jesus, who she presumably knows, and she thinks he's the gardener. And
there's that whole weird story where Jesus meets and walks with his like bros on the road for like a full day, and then at the end of the day they recognize him.
The road to Emmaus. Yep. And but she thinks that he's the gardener. And she's like, she actually blames him. She's like, where have you, or she says, where have you or where have they taken the body? And then he's like, Mary.
Come on.
And she says her name. And she says Rabboni, which means rabbi, obviously. Yeah. And it's like, it's not like he's in a disguise or something, right? Like
he had on like the Groucho Marx glasses and mustache.
Yeah, maybe he had his hair looked different, like Superman style or something. Like
he had the little curl.
Yeah. Like even here is something interesting. Paul even knew who Jesus was, and Paul never met the guy. So and then they have dinner with. So they actually have dinner with him on the road to Emmaus, and then he just disappears.
Poof.
And they still don't figure this shit out, really.
He's like a force ghost.
It is.
Yeah. Don't they come to the conclusion that it must have been Jesus like later after they no longer even have him in front of him?
Yep.
Like,
and yep, as well as in the other story. Now, mind you, this has to be in Matthew, Luke, and John because Mark doesn't have any.
Right.
They're out doing their whole fisherman thing again.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, the way that Jesus met them.
Right.
And he's like, yo, throw your nets to the other side and then come have dinner with me. And they don't figure it out. I'm like, you've heard this story before.
Come on.
Like, you were involved in this. This is part of your specific canon. Like this is the same as the feeding of the 5,000, where it happens and they're like, wow. And then it's like the next day and they're like, how the hell is he going to do this? And they're just as shocked. They have like the worst amnesia ever.
Yeah.
And they're like Dory.
Oh.
All right.
What is Bruce Wayne?
I'm giving Grand 50 points for that.
Oh, I apparently gave him 400. Can I just give him like?
No, it's only for the thing.
Oh,
but I'm keeping track of separate. Right?
1 point.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then I'll give you 1 point.
All right. All right. Yeah, Tapioca, go ahead.
Let's finish out the category.
All right. Here we are. In John chapter 7, again, Susan can tell you this is my favorite chapter in the Bible.
It is.
Jesus' brothers want him to go to Jerusalem so he can show his great works and deeds.
This is so much.
I don't care. No, this is important. Jesus responds, my time is not yet here. For you, any time will do. The world cannot hate you, but it hates me because I testify that its works are evil. You go to the festival. I am not going up to the festival because my time has not yet fully come. He's like Thanos. After he said this, he stayed in Galilee. That's the scripture. What happens next and why, compared to Mark, is what his brothers said to him peculiar?
That's like a super complex question. There are multiple parts that you have to get right.
It's two things.
Okay.
I
know the second one, but I don't know the first one.
Anna?
Buzz.
Yeah,
I had to say the buzz. Because for whatever reason, Jesus knows.
That's a question. That's actually an answer for something later.
I
want to give like half points for knowing that one.
Spoiler alert.
Not quite. Not quite. You want to guess why it's different than what happened in what they thought in Mark?
That I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm still giving her 10 points.
Oh, I would. Yeah, for sure. Because it literally is part of an answer to something later.
I am the ultimate arbiter of the points, ultimately.
Can we still guess?
Yeah.
Okay, what happens next? He goes to Jerusalem anyway, even though he just said he wasn't going to. I guess, and compared to Mark, in Mark, his family is unimpressed by him and doesn't think that he can like do miracles and stuff, and thinks that he's out of his mind.
Yeah, I was like roundabout way of getting to the second part of that, but you did get there.
Still got there.
That is correct.
Oh, yes, I totally guessed on that.
Yeah, he does go down to Jerusalem, which is a lie. So he lied to his brothers. And then all this crazy shit happens in Jerusalem. And it is just, again, if you have never read John chapter 7 or have never like read it outside of like a Christian or religious viewpoint, please take the time to do it. There are really good things in the Bible. This is one of them. It's so funny. They could make a TV series about it. And then, in Mark chapter 3, after he had healed the sick and helped a paralytic man to rise up and even helped, he hadn't actually raised the girl from the dead yet. You know, that's not how it's translated anyways, whatever Aramaic. His brothers and his mother, right, didn't believe him and said he's out of his mind. and they went to the house where he was and was like, no, stop him. He's out of his mind. Don't listen to him. Very unique and a little bit peculiar, not just because, you know, she, of all people, Mary would know, but for the fact that in John, it's like, go and show them all this awesome stuff you're doing, because you're like totally, you know, the man or the son of one. There you go.
I see what you did there. Moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
Yeah.
So I got to be continue thing.
Yes.
Thank God.
I'm the points arbiter. Thank God.
And by the way, you might get points for comedy answers. Just saying. Go ahead.
I just want to say, so on that last question, I did not know the answer to the first part of the question, and I just sort of guessed based on that seems like something that John would do.
Oh yeah.
just
John,
state something and then in the very next sentence just outright contradict it.
Yep.
I feel attacked.
Wildly good.
Let's do sayings of Jesus for 100.
All right.
Another 5 points for that.
There you go.
I'm doing 5 points.
Grand's
for that
got
one.
6 points.
Yes.
Nice. So what's the point total right now?
So because I'm the arbiter of points, Jenna has 10, Grand has 6, Tapioca has 1,500, and Sweet has 300.
So the good news here is that we do this like golf style. Grand is winning. Right.
Well
She's a
then.
golfer that works so great for me.
Yeah, Jenna's only not winning because she tried.
Well, okay. This is easy to hack. Hold on. Do we get double jeopardy at the end where we can bet?
I don't.
I don't know.
Because then we can all just end up with 0.
If I can go to the end and do that, I can definitely think of something that would be in there, like, oh, already did. It would be about Star Wars. Leave me alone. All right.
Oh yeah.
For 100. In Mark 8:33, Jesus tells this disciple.
Did you choose that one?
Huh?
Did you choose that
B.
one? Did you...
Yeah, sweet.
Who is Peter?
6:45 p.m.
It's 5:45. Google or whoever the hell.
Oh, sorry. That's my phone does that every 15 minutes. Let me turn that off.
That's correct. It is Cephas or Peter. That's correct. Yep, he's the rock, and that's after the point where, in the entire Gospel of Mark up to that point, nobody knows that he's like they don't seem to understand who he is, and then Cephas like takes him off to the side, and he's talking to him. He's like, "What do all the people say that I am?" And he's like, "They say you're like this great healer. You're one of the prophets, etc. Whatever." And then Jesus says, "Who do you say that I am?" He says, "The Messiah." And he's like, "All right, don't tell anybody."
Shh, don't tell.
Yeah. And then literally the next verse, like this is what happens. Jesus is like, "All right, so the Son of Man, Jesus, has to be murdered." And then Cephas is like, "Fuck no, we ain't gonna let that happen." This is part of the reason that he took out the sword at the end. And this is when he says, "Get behind me, Satan. You know what the fuck you're talking about."
Yeah.
And so it's like, you just said he's the Messiah. Like, corgis are barking. Like
Corgis are
if anybody would like, this is one of those things again. Thank you to the chatterbox there, getting that right as well. So I get good points. That was sweet.
Yes.
Tappy sweet. All right.
Tappy
Go ahead.
Tapioca Swede.
Go ahead, Swede.
300 for sayings.
Thanks, Jesus. 300. This is the number of times Jesus claims to be God.
Beep.
Yeah,
None.
that is not true.
Beep.
Grand.
Yeah, Jenna,
1.
closer, but no.
Grand.
Yeah, Grand.
3.
That is correct. 500 bonus points if you can say what he said and where it's located.
This is all you, Grand.
Yeah.
I decline to answer.
Fair enough.
Pass.
Anybody else? You got like 5 seconds.
One time he said, I think he said, "I and the Father are one." but I don't know where it is.
No one can come to the Father except through me. Blah blah blah.
That's
That's
okay.
not him claiming to be God.
Yeah, that's not him claiming to be God.
Yeah. So it is
Anger
3
leads to hate.
That's true, and hate leads to the dark side. That is true. So he says it 3 times. So good job with that. They're all 3 in the Gospel of John, and he says, "I and the Father are one." He says, "Before Abraham was, I am," and he also says, "If you have seen me, you have seen the Father." Those are the 3 times that he claims to be God in the Gospels.
Oh, did we only have to give the gospel? Okay.
I could tell you they're like John 14:10 and stuff like that if you want, but other than that,
I would not have been able to do that. I would have been able to guess it was John because John has superhero Jesus.
yeah,
Yes.
Super Jesus.
Super
there you go.
Jesus.
I see Native Atheist wrote the name was shit, and then like that's what I see later on, and I don't remember what it's about in the chat. I see technical reason said buzz in the chat. Appreciate that.
In our private chat.
And again, if you're enjoying either this or the fact that there are other categories that are coming up, like the Beatles, right?
Yeah, we have Beatles trivia next.
As well as some like United States type stuff, history and or geography.
Whichever one you want to
I don't really know. I forget. It's last year's questions.
Yeah.
Which we expect you to remember if you were there, Grand. And which I think Grand was there.
I don't know.
And you can join us.
What did I do?
There we go. We know these. I think Yellowstone is one of the answers.
Probably.
I gave points, right? Yeah, I gave him to Grand.
Yes.
Yeah, Grand's got 316 points. Good job, John. All right, Grand, you get to choose. Surprising.
Gospels for 500.
Okay. There we
Going
go.
big.
Gonna get back in the game here. This one. How many and which of the following are found in the Gospel of John?
Jesus Christ, superstar.
Whoa.
The birth in Bethlehem, his mother being a virgin, baptized by John the Baptist, journey into the wilderness, be tempted by the devil, proclaim the coming kingdom of God, telling parables, casting out demons, going to the Mount Transfiguration, keeping his identity secret. We just talked about that a second ago. Commands others to be silent. Talked about that. Lord's Supper, Garden of Gethsemane, trial before the Sanhedrin, and guilty of committing blasphemy.
Grand.
Yeah.
All of the above except for trial before the Sanhedrin.
That is incorrect.
Oh no.
Boo.
Yeah. I mean, I wish it was. Actually, no. I'm actually really happy that it's wrong, but I don't like that you're wrong.
Oh my God, Nathaniel, there's
Yeah.
too many.
Yeah.
This is quite a long list. Yeah.
Like, if you get this right, if you get this one right, I don't know how many points I'm going to give you because 500 was not enough.
Yeah.
Like this is like the finalist of all, like the pentultimate or whatever.
Penultimate.
Yeah, god damn it. And you get like, I'd be like, this is like 10,000 points.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
One.
Grand, are you in a cockpit of an airplane?
No, my Rode and Sennheiser mics are in storage.
There you go. Again, if you would like to join them, you certainly can. Just let us know. Send a DM over to Susan there.
6, 7.
All right, that's incorrect.
Damn it.
More or less.
What's the over/under on that?
Fewer than that. How's that?
Fewer than the present lit. Oh my God, then you
Fewer
went
than 6.
crazy.
Yes. Yeah. How's that?
So what do we just do for the 500? How many?
Okay, I want to guess again then. But
Can I ask the audience?
Yeah, you can pull whoever the fuck you want.
Can I call a friend?
Go get like Mark Goodacre.
I'm gonna guess 0.
That is accurate. There are 0 of these in the Gospel of John.
Oh.
Not a single one of these is in the Gospel of John.
what do you mean? He claims to be God, so he's guilty of committing blasphemy.
No, that's not what he is guilty of.
Oh,
That's not what they charge him of.
okay. You meant at the trial. I thought you just meant
Oh,
like
In
as
general.
because as a proposition, is he guilty of committing blasphemy? He was. Okay, no problem. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
thanks. I'm the one
I
that wrote
didn't-
the question. I know what it says.
Damn it.
But yeah, that's correct. None of these are in the
Damn.
Gospel of John. Not a single one.
I feel like I've been played.
Trick question.
Not
There
only-
wasn't a Lord's Supper.
Nope.
Huh.
I
Nope,
actually
nope.
said none of the above and not all of the above.
Well, I said the Lord's Supper, not the Last Supper.
I am not.
Oh, the Lord's
Um,
Supper. God damn it.
Well, what's the
Uh,
difference?
By the way, this is not-
That's what got me initially because I was
Is
going to
that
guess
what's-
one. But
Yeah.
Here's something important. Like that, these are pardon me. These are not just written to like these kind of surprising, but also ask Christians
Yeah.
these questions
Yeah.
and see if they know.
Yeah.
And they're like, wait, what?
Hold on.
I would change the very last one to convicted of committing
Yeah.
blasphemy.
I whenever
Yeah.
speaking with you folks here a second ago, I
Found
definitely
Found guilty.
convicted, found guilty. Yeah, I agree with that. Thank you. That's a good point. I already gave you 3 of them. All right. I did, by the way. Look at the score. I definitely did. There we go. Not a single one. Good job. That's a fuck ton and not a single one.
Yeah.
There's even more, by the way. That was just like, yeah.
Impressive.
All right.
I like how the cat.
All of that is way above Super Jesus, or way below Super Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It is. You get into this is like the that part is John is very much, and first off, it's written by like at least 3 people, but it's very much about showing this power of a God outside of the apocalyptic sense.
Mhm.
Yep.
My favorite part about translating John is whoever or the people that wrote it definitely had the vocabulary of an infant.
Yeah. It's not. It's definitely not.
It is.
Greek.
There's a reason you learn Greek by translating John.
Yep, because it is the lowest form, and
Very
then
base.
Luke is the last one.
Like there's no pluperfect tense at all. Thank God.
It is.
And then you try and translate Luke, and you're like, "What language is this?"
It's it's like Hellenistic stuff. Luke is written so well. I'm just like that in that way. Luke is like my favorite of the Gospels.
Mhm.
It like that because it is. John has my favorite version of Jesus.
Right. Super Jesus.
As I have gone over in detail many times. But Luke's is just so good. It goes from first person with the introduction as they would in every other Hellenistic or Greek writing, which is just, oh my gosh. And then it goes for like a chapter and a half and it moves from an introduction into like an overview type thing
Mhm.
and then into historiography. And I'm just like, man, this is so good. John is the opposite of that.
Yeah.
So,
I will do sayings for 400.
all right. Across the 4 Gospels, these are the final words of Jesus. Let's put them together.
Buzz.
Yeah.
Thus saith the Lord. Probably not.
Not
I don't know what
quite.
I'm thinking.
No, you're good. You get if you get one of them, you can probably get some points.
Oh no. No, I don't.
Not.
I'm still giving her 15 points anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, Susan, you're too sweet.
I'm the ultimate arbiter of points.
Shoot.
What?
All right.
Damn.
Grand, I hear your microphone.
We have reached our cruising altitude of 32,000 feet.
They know not what they do.
Yeah.
That's
not
too
a-
many words.
That's not a final word that he says, but
The final words.
he definitely says it, but it's not his final words.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
It is in John, but it's not the last thing he says.
No, I am your father.
The second Star Wars joke.
My
You wanna
God,
get, like,
Another
why
10
have you
points.
forsaken me?
One.
Are we okay? Final words before he dies
Dies.
on the cross,
Like
or
last
Hangs his
final
head and
words
die?
before he is?
The
What?
the final words of the dying Jesus is like a
On the
Catholic
cross.
thing, I think. I don't know. Lord, into your hands I commit my spirit.
Buzz.
It is. Go.
Is that how that works?
I commit my spirit.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, okay. So to be more specific, and I apologize. I love how this covers Swede's face up, by the way, every time that I do this. He's like Jen Maya. You're talking about the words on the cross. Yes, it's the dying words of the Jesus.
Yeah.
That's what was confusing me, because
Sorry.
the way Mark ends without the fraudulent ending.
Mm.
I cheated.
Yeah,
Sixteen,
it's
10,
like
16,
the meme words. And
Yeah.
it is finished.
Yeah. So here we are. My God, why have you forsaken me, Father? In your hands I commit my spirit. It is finished. If you put all the gospels together, that's what you get. You get two. My God, why have you forsaken me? Which is hilarious because Matthew gets that from Mark, which is a mistranslation from Aramaic into Greek.
Ah.
Yeah. And then these are the last words that he says across the four gospels. A little bit different. Yeah, he goes from being a man who is terrified to die. He's like, "What the fuck, man?"
Yeah, I don't want to give it.
Yeah, but if you've been hanging up on a Roman torture device for 6 hours, you'd probably be ready to go too.
That's true. True.
I mean, don't kink shame.
No, that's called St. Andrew's Cross.
Oh, didn't get that. Right.
Vehicle Weasel got 15 points for not kink shaming.
Nice.
I don't support the kink shaming.
Yeah, by the way, the word excruciating comes from the pain one would feel on the cross. The point. Yeah. Oh, I didn't give points, did I?
No, you didn't.
Tapioca?
Yeah.
Cool. There you
go. Books in the New Testament for 400.
All right, 400. Here we go. Books in the New Testament. All right, the Apocalypse of John, known as in the Bible as Revelation, was joined by this more popular apocalypse, which inspired Dante's Inferno and our current understanding of hell until its removal near the end of the 4th century.
Buzz.
You know this one. Yeah. Tapioca, what's that?
The Apocalypse of Peter.
That is. Can I thank you, Jesus Christ? That is correct. It is the Apocalypse of Peter. It is where we have our understanding of hell from.
Yes.
The things that are in there, by the way, again, recommended reading. Talk about if a woman has an abortion, she is buried up to her neck in feces, and then her baby is in front of her, and shoots lightning bolts into her eyes for all eternity. And women who committed are hung up by because
Am I the only one losing
about
audio here?
Maybe.
You're going in and out.
Talking.
I think the rest of it.
No. You're. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think their connection.
Can you see my little weasel head move back and forth? Oh, wait.
No.
Clearly.
Is that good or bad?
I am just.
I forgot how that worked for a moment. Sorry. Is this the one? I think this might be the one where the men who committed adultery are hung from their genitals or something. And they are screaming out, "We didn't know it would come to this."
my.
Or is that a different one?
Okay, yeah.
Are you saying that men were punished in the Bible?
Okay.
I mean, this isn't in the
Okay.
Bible.
I have
But-
trouble believing that men were punished at any point.
There.
Well, I mean, it happens in chapter 3. Yeah. I think it is better.
Good.
Yay!
But
Yeah, women are roommates.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, so women get strung up by their breasts and by their hair if they commit adultery. And again, not the fun kind. And then men who are seduced by these women, right? That's the thing, are hung up by
Yeah.
Yep.
By the dicks.
And tested.
yup.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's fun.
And then anybody who which one is it? Not commits suicide, but anybody who like commits murder or something. I forget what it is. They're chased by demons off of a cliff to where they
like lemmings.
pretty well, and they fall like to what would be their death, and they experience that like it's a death, but they can't die obviously because it's already dead, and they do that over and over and over again.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of that in the Apocalypse Peter.
Good times.
Yeah, it's good.
The Bible is full of fun.
Yes.
Oh, it is.
So much.
There we go. That was the photo I chose, by the way. There were a lot.
It's a good one.
Yeah. Tapioca.
Books in the New Testament for 100.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Wow, my voice just changed. New Testament has this many books. The New Testament. Look, the one everybody reads.
Buzz.
Yeah, Grand.
34?
Nope.
Buzz.
Jenna.
42.
Let's see. Let's lower that number by a few, like more than 10.
Oh shit.
26.
Nope.
27.
It is 27. That is correct.
You can remember that. Bart Ehrman has a trick for how he remembers this, which is that in the New Testament you think about God and the Trinity, and you think about how there's 3 parts of God, and 27 is 3 to the 3rd power.
Yep,
it's a miracle.
Yeah, miracle.
Totally. It is.
27 too many.
He uses that in like every lecture I've seen him give.
Yeah, he does. It's an older one of his. Yeah.
To be fair, 42 is the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything.
Yeah.
I think, you know why they picked 42 for that answer?
Why?
Because in ASCII, 42 references the asterisk, which is a wild card, which means that the meaning of life is whatever you want it to be.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is correct.
Today. Swede gets 7
1,000 points to Swede.
Douglas Adams is my favorite philosopher.
There you go.
Rightfully so.
Yeah. And did I ask? I don't know if I asked this question later or not anyway, so I'm not gonna. Anyways, Tapioca.
Gospels for 100.
Gospels. Here we go. The 4 Gospels.
Oh, beep. I know Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
And people always ask me.
He got it in the wrong order.
I don't
care.
There you
go. I feel. Did anybody not know that one? Okay, good. All right.
I would have added Mary, but that's not one of the 4.
People ask me people ask me a lot like why I put Mark first. I always do. It's because Mark was the first one that was written.
Yep.
That's why.
I learned that from you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That might be a question. Swede.
200 for Gospels.
LOL, easy.
Well, yeah, it was a 100-point question. Of course.
I don't know if you've seen some of these. Gospels 200. All right. There you go. Mark, Matthew, and Luke make up this word for seen together.
Beep.
Yeah,
The synoptics.
that is correct. They are the synoptic gospels. Any Swede, can you add in there as to why they are labeled as synoptics?
Because they're all based off of each other. Mark was written first, and Matthew was probably written second and was almost wholly copied. And then Luke had some basis out of Matthew and Mark, but Luke was just a much more, whoever wrote Luke was much a more prolific Greek writer.
And if you lay them all next to each other, you can actually just like read and see the similarities together.
Yeah, except for in the birth stories and stuff, there's some pretty significant.
Yeah, only the two of them, only Matthew and Luke have those narratives.
But one happened. One they stayed in a house. The other they stayed in the barn. One they stayed. There's a whole bunch of.
They go to Egypt.
Yeah.
As you do.
As you do. I think they froze again.
Oh, they probably did.
Yeah, because
we're almost there.
Yep, they froze.
Just as long as I get my point,
This is the most.
I didn't.
The game crashed. You guys got over.
I'd like Revelations for 500.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I jinxed it.
No. There we go.
I am beyond upset about this. Like, seriously. So.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, you're all good again.
Didn't want to do that.
The little internet trolls are,
they're out.
You better feed that hamster inside your computer.
Hedgehog.
Yep.
Oh, you upgraded. Okay.
Because I've
got a mouse in here. It's awful.
Yeah, you guys are dropping frames off of your webcam.
Have one. And by the way, hedgehogs aren't pets. So. I saw it happen.
Yeah, you're dropping frames again.
Terrible.
Yeah. Oh no.
Maybe if we pray.
I mean, it is Sunday.
That might help. It is, yeah.
Might have to pray if we're to make it today. I say we pray.
Dear baby infant Jesus. Dear baby, tiny infant.
Yes.
Yeah. Little baby infant Jesus sitting in your manger.
Wrapped
Please,
up in your blankie.
Please fix all connection problems, baby infant Jesus. Amen.
Dear God of Iowa, Kirk Ferentz, can you please set aside your racist ways to just be normal for once and let the internet flow freely?
I love it.
There we go.
Oh, why is it so cold in here? Damn.
One of these days we're gonna actually have decent internet.
I said that prayer just for Nathaniel, and he couldn't even hear it.
I know.
Oh, you're moving to Korea? That's awesome.
Yep, I'm moving to the Democratic People's Republic of North Korea because whatever people name themselves apparently is exactly what they are.
Exactly. I mean, I believe that.
Is that not how that works?
I mean,
you know how they, communism is a stateless society, and somehow Soviet Union as a state-run society somehow was also communism.
I've been wondering
because they called themselves that. So
it's all communism. That's the thing.
If you go to r/communism and you can actually find Stalin apologists.
Oh wow. That's
quite literal. Quite literal.
Wildly unsurprising. I don't know. I can't Can't
Like, I
talk
can
to
get
you.
all on board with CIA propaganda inflating numbers or making things work, seem worse than they were. But I mean, come on now. They clearly were a state and not a stateless society.
Right.
What?
You missed a lot.
Nathaniel, I prayed to the god of Iowa football, Kirk Ferentz, and asked him to put aside his racist ways and to let the internet flow freely.
How'd that work?
So far, so good.
Do I have an echo?
Magic.
Corn be praised.
I think
Corn
you
be
guys,
praised.
Corn be praised.
All right.
you guys do have an echo a bit.
Yeah, I
But
can.
no,
Is it on our end or someone?
I'm echoing now.
Yeah.
Also, I turned off my Corn Hub connection, so.
Wow.
All right. I don't remember who got the last
Gosh,
one.
Swede.
What? I'm in Nebraska. We call it
Swede
Corn Hub.
Swede got the last one.
All right,
Sweet,
Jenna, you
okay.
want to choose one?
Sure, yes.
All right.
On behalf of Swede, I choose Gospels for 300.
All right. Here we go. I don't remember if I gave points or not, but
I
I
don't
probably
know.
did. This is just a question. Who are the authors?
Beep.
Of the Gospels?
We don't know.
Gotta let him finish.
No, I don't.
Anybody else?
I call hacks.
Goddamn Irish.
So yeah, they're anonymous. I'm not giving you points, you interrupting dick. All right.
Knock, knock.
What?
Interrupting cow.
That's not. You can't do that over streaming. There's too much lag.
All right. What else we got?
I'm giving him 50 points. For
Yeah.
that.
I
I don't know, Grand.
Laughter for 400.
What?
Gospels.
All right. Gospels for 400. Here we are. Paul wrote the first of his epistles about 20 years after the death of Jesus, but the Gospels were later. In the order they were written, I gave this one away.
Yes, you
And their
did.
dates. These are the four Gospels.
You'll get half if you can answer what we gave away earlier.
Beep.
Yeah.
Mark was written somewhere in the 70s. Matthew was written somewhere in the early 80s. Luke was written somewhere in the late 80s. And John was 95-ish. Somewhere in there. 80.
That is correct. Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
That's correct. Yep.
Mark.
Mark around the 70 CE mark. We get the 70 CE mark for Mark.
Marky.
Yep. I can hear my echo again. I also I'm just over it.
Flock of Seagulls were awesome in the 80s.
I guess I basically missed the late 80s.
Oh well, let me do that. I need a real keyboard, but also this is correct. Swede's assessment of the name for our internet. Yeah, there we go. All right, Swede, what you got?
Let's do sayings of Jesus for 500.
Okay, I wonder how long this one is. I forget.
I don't know.
Okay. In Matthew 25, 31 to 46, Jesus states, "These are the ways a person obtains eternal life."
I actually know this one.
I'll give you a hint. It's not
Buzz.
death from the cross and resurrection.
QAnon.
Buzz.
For that. That'd be okay.
Okay, yeah.
Following the commandments, selling everything and giving everything you have to the poor.
25 is the Great Commission. Or no, is that 28?
But that's what that's
the end.
that's all I got. Follow the commandments. And yeah.
Part of it. Did get part
Sell
of it.
your shit. That was the same
Kinda, yeah. Got part of it.
Voting for the Socialist Party will also do it.
Yeah. Oh, and leave him and leave your family and follow him. and stuff.
Yeah.
I think also. But definitely, the main bit that I remember is I think the selling everything
Silly shit.
and giving to the poor.
All right, so we'll check out this one. So the ways are this: I was hungry and you gave me something to eat.
Oh,
I was thirsty. You gave me something to drink. I was a stranger. You invited me in. I forgot to get rid of 36. I needed clothing and you clothed me. I was sick. You looked after me. I was in prison and you came to visit me. Those are the ways a person obtains eternal life.
I would condense it down to one.
Sounds pretty
That-
communist.
It does.
well, yeah. I mean, it comes down to that which you have done for the least of these.
Yeah. It's not the give up your life and the cross thing. That's actually something that is
Pauline.
in a different, well, it's not Pauline, but it is something that he if you want to be with my Father, if you want to follow me, you'll have to take up your cross. He never says that's the way to gain eternal life. Yep.
But
good old Jesus.
Jesus.
My goodness.
Thank you. Okay.
Come on. Get text messages.
I have no idea.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Oh. All right, there you go. Let's see here. Okay, Gran. I guess Gran got that one. Okay. All right. I don't know. Who wants to choose the next one? Nobody? All right, I'll choose. What's the New Testament? The New Testament is written in what language?
Buzz,
Yeah.
Greek.
Yeah, okay. It is in Greek. That is correct.
Super weird.
Yeah. They were definitely. Oops, I see you. You look at the calling Ted Cruz. Sorry, I have not been looking at the chat there. Sorry, folks, but I don't know why are you calling Ted Cruz? Man, jeez. I don't even know. I don't know the
because the Bible is super communist.
the context of that joke. Oh,
I'm trying to warn Ted Cruz. I'm in Texas, and I'm trying to warn Ted Cruz about all the communists coming to get us.
Godless God.
Tapioca.
Evil people.
300.
All right, books of the New Testament for 300. The Apostle Paul has 13 New Testament books attributed to him, but the scholarly consensus is he actually wrote this many.
Buzz.
Ooh, Tapioca.
7.
Correct. It is 7. What are their names?
Okay. Romans, Galatians, 1 Corinthians, 2 Corinthians, 1 and 2 Thessalonians. No. I'm not sure. Philemon.
Eh. You.
Philippians?
So I wish I could give like partial point.
Right?
So not
You probably
Second
can.
Thessalonians.
Not 2 Thessalonians.
Correct. The rest of them you
Okay.
got correct. The other one, I believe, Gran said it. It is
Philippians.
Philippians.
Yeah.
Philippians.
There you go.
Points for getting there.
I was not going to remember that one in time.
That
Weirdly.
one. And then
Well,
got 6 or 7. So good job. That's correct. He didn't write the rest of those. He didn't write Colossians. And certainly not. He didn't write 2 Thessalonians. He's all the rest of that, like Peter shit. Peter didn't write those. And nobody knows who wrote 1st, 2nd, 3rd John. Some people try to say that Paul may have written Hebrews, but Yep.
John didn't write them?
crazily enough,
No, I didn't write it.
No.
nobody knows.
No.
But
I
he
was
also did-
taught.
I thought he did 2 Thessalonians, though.
No, 2 Thessalonians is a post-apocalyptic writing, whereas 1 Thessalonians is pre-apocalyptic. So there you
Huh.
go. Yep. Sorry, Jenna, go ahead.
No, I was taught 2 Corinthians was pronounced 2 Corinthians. I mean, that's what Trump told me.
Trump is not allowed on Twitter anymore.
30
I mean,
points for that.
he also told you he won the election, so
Yeah,
look how that worked
true.
out.
That's
Now-
fair. That's fair. I'm sorry.
all the balancing of fairness that I can give here. That's also what Richard Carrier calls it.
Yeah,
So,
I have heard people call it. Yeah.
So you can be wrong a lot.
Yeah.
It's not it's the second letter to the Corinthians, or to the church in Corinth. But good. You're doing Bible stuff again. I'm always doing Bible stuff. Hey, Whiskey Jack, good to see you.
Do I get like partial credit from earlier questions that I didn't get partial credit on to carry me over?
I don't know. I did write some stuff. Like, Whiskey Jack, can you DM me on Twitter at EX Secular Guy and send me what the Discord thing is for that group again? I forgot. Sorry. Please. There you go. Oh, there's 4 left.
Wow, nice.
Uh,
Y'all are gonna have fun with my next ones.
Books in the New Testament for 500.
All right. Penned around 120 CE, this was the last New Testament book written.
It was Hebrews.
First off, you didn't buzz in. Secondarily,
Buzz.
Yeah.
Revelations.
It was not Revelation.
Damn it.
Nor was it Revelation.
Yeah.
Buzz.
Yeah.
Second Timothy.
It is
Oh,
Peter.
damn it. Yes, damn it.
There you go.
If Peter wrote that one, he was really freaking old.
Peter and Timothy are practically the same.
I forgot. Yeah. Damn it.
If Peter
Hebrews
wrote that
was written
one,
pretty late, wasn't it?
say again.
Hebrews was written pretty late, wasn't it?
It would have been later on, but it would have been. There's the possibility that Paul wrote part of it, so it would have been before, like the mid '60s, somewhere around there. And also, if Peter would have written any of those, he would have had to go to like university or something. And I don't know how many fishermen were doing that.
Well, you could have had a ghostwriter.
I've heard that a lot. There's just no evidence that any of them did. Especially poor fishermen from Palestine in the first century. And I've also heard that like Luke was a traveling companion of Paul, and there's just no evidence of that. So,
Susan.
I didn't say it was true. I'm just saying, hey, look, that's.
Oh yeah, no, it's something that I hear a lot from like apologists and stuff. And like, yeah, no.
I was just being a dumbass.
Yeah.
And,
According to Luke's Gospels, Jesus was born in 6 CE when he was the governor of Syria.
Buzz.
Tapioca.
Quirinius.
That is correct.
Oh.
Publius Sulpicius Quirinius.
Boom.
Badass.
Booyakasha.
That dude's fucking awesome.
Venerius.
I'm not with you. Tapioca.
400.
400. According to the Proto-Evangelium of James, this is where Murray. Where Bill gave birth to the ghosts. Anyway, Mary gave birth to Jesus.
What the hell is proto? What?
This is the Proto-Gospel of James.
Is this
the Proto-Evangelium of James?
Is that a new element? That looks like a.
It's like Einstein.
Yeah, exactly. Or Americium. Proto-Evangelium. Okay.
Evangelium. Hey, Titan.
Oh, hey, Titan.
Buzz.
Fran.
Bethlehem.
Close, but not quite.
No, I've sung those songs many times.
Right? We'll give you some points for it though. But you guys about 5 seconds.
Buzz. Jerusalem.
Yeah. Not Jerusalem. No. It was a cave in the middle of the desert.
Oh, and you don't have a question about further things with it, do you?
Okay.
Okay, because that's the one with Salome and her hand and stuff.
She gets all Thanos and shit.
Yeah, my hand.
Yeah, she touches. They're in this cave, and Joseph, who's old as shit, right?
Yeah.
Is like "Oh, I can't do this. She's gonna need a midwife. She's gonna give birth to a kid or whatever, because she's pregnant." And totally, I didn't do it, so whatever. And he runs off, and then it goes like into the first person, which is the greatest part of this because the time literally stops, and he's walking around looking at things, and then like in the first person, and he goes and he finds Salome. What did you say?
I said it's like Quicksilver in the X-Men movies. How he's like
also elsewhere.
running.
And then he goes into Jerusalem, into Bethlehem, really, and which is Bethlehem is not it's not that far south of Jerusalem, but it is, and he finds Salome, who's a midwife, and says, "Hey, my wife is giving, or not my wife, but my fiance is giving birth, and you need to come and help because that's like what you do, and I'm a guy or whatever. Come help." And so Salome goes there, and they go near this cave, and as they're gonna go in there, it's like this bright ass light, and it's super white light and everything is blinding them. And they walk in there, and they see little Jesus walking around. So as an infant will do, and and Salome, being the follower of Jewish law that she was, because women were so important and thought about
Totally.
then, looks at Mary and looks at Joseph. He's like, "Wait, you guys aren't married, so you broke Jewish law. I have to go and tell the and tell all the people are going to murder you up now." And Mary's like, "No, I promise, I'm still a virgin." And this is the part of that story. She's like, "I gotta check and make sure." And so she puts her hand up there, and she feels Mary's hymen, which is how you can tell, by the way,
Totally
if you
how
didn't know.
tell. Yeah.
And she puts her, she just puts her hand inside of her
like
vagina,
fisting?
her vaginal canal, to make sure. This is like the test of purity or whatever. And she pulls her hand out. Her hand literally is like on fire, and it's wasting away Thanos style. And she's like screaming and moaning, I imagine, running around, probably like one of those people running around with their hand and whatnot. And
as one does.
Yeah, it's like doing all that, and like
just like that,
like Mr. Joseph, I don't know what's happening. And then Mary picks up Jesus, and she's like, "Here," and Jesus touches her hand, and it grows back. Better than Doctor Strange's hands, I imagine.
I imagine so.
Yeah, I can't wait for his next movie, and that's actually what happens in the Protevangelium of James.
This is the greatest story ever told. Why are we not telling this story?
Yeah.
Oh no,
that was graphic.
The beginning, beginning of it tells where Mary comes from.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Where her mom is, her mom is older. This is just like fucking Abraham. Her mom is older, and her dad was this really respected priest who would go, and he was also very rich, and would go and give money into the temple and stuff. Well, one time he goes up there, and the guy like blocks his way, and he says, "You can't give any more money because you don't have any sons to carry on your lineage." And the guy's like, "I can't. I'm old and I can't have children." This story is new in the Bible, right? It's never happened before. And they're like, "Sorry, but you can't give any more tithes at that point." And he's like, "None of this can't be true." So he goes and he researches into like Hebrew history, and because they kept great records of all of that stuff, which is what you can tell in the genealogies of Jesus. And he finds out that it's true that everybody, in order to give tithes, all the priests and everything have to be able to give this. You have to be able to have a son. He's like, "Oh, I can't do that." And so he goes off into the wilderness. You'll never guess for how long. And
40 days and 40 nights.
Crazy. And the person that's being Mary's mom is like, "My husband has gone away. He's dead." And she sits below a tree, which this is just like every other Greek fucking tragedy. And she sits below this tree.
Buddha story?
It's not that one, nor is it the one with the not Addis. Oh, it is Addis. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Where it goes fucking insane and everything. Cuts off becomes a eunuch. And she's sitting there crying for days at a time. Her slave comes out to talk to her, and she's like, "Hey, Mary's mom, whose name I can't currently remember, you got to come back inside because
something with an E.
it wasn't Elizabeth. That was
I
John
thought
the
it was
Baptist's
Elizabeth.
mom. And you got to come back inside. People are thinking like, you're crazy or whatever. And say again.
Anne?
Say
Anne?
Yeah, there it is. Thank you.
I can
And
Google.
she's like, no, my husband is gone. I have to lament the loss of my husband. And the slave is like begging her to go back inside. And so Anne turns to the slave and blames the slave for all of this. You brought this upon us with your like wicked ways, your sexual immorality, and all the things that you have done, slave person. And the slave is like, what the fuck are you talking about? I didn't do anything. Which, as you can, as a slave, I suppose. I don't know. Things are different back then or whatever. So I've heard.
That's true.
And then, as does happen in religious, in Jesus' text, snap into existence, here's Gabriel. And Gabriel's like, yo, what's up? And Mary's mom, Anne, is like, what's up, dude? Like, it wasn't even like a surprise to her because I'm guessing this just happens on the regular.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, check it out. You're going to have a kid. And she's like, I super can't because, I'm like barren or whatever. And also my husband's dead and gone and I haven't remarried yet because it's been like a month and, I'm not quite there. I'm just not ready at this time.
I'm just not ready yet.
And he's like, no, it's going to happen. Also, there's your husband. Check it out. He's coming over the hill right now. And then he does. He comes over the hill. He's like carrying flowers or something. Yo, check it out, Anne. I'm so sorry. I thought that, I was like wasted away, dust in the nuts type stuff. It turns out I'm carrying lots of them. And they have a kid. And it's 9 months later, they have a child. And it's Mary. And then Gabriel shows up and he's like, yo, what's up? Like, we got to stop doing this, dude. And he's like, hey, check it out. Here's what's going to happen. This girl's not going to commit any sins. And so her dad is like, hold on a second. How's that going to happen? Because everybody does. And Gabriel is in the habit of muting people. This is what happens, of course, to John the Baptist's dad, too.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, check it out. Shut your fucking mouth. And he makes him where he's mute for 30 days. And looks over at Anne. He's like, yo, check it out. Your daughter's not going to commit any sins. So basically stick her up in the tallest tower and like a padded room and don't let her have contact with anybody. And seriously, don't let her like basically take her food and everything and just keep her away from everybody. And so they do that for, what is it? It ends up being like 13 years where this girl is never in contact with anybody. And this is Mary.
Oh, yeah.
And so she's sinless. So don't tell Jesus. And then she's 13 and then she starts to, like ovulate as 13-year-olds will do, I guess. And at that point, it's like, they're like, yo, this is like, we got to do something about this. We can't control this anymore. This is, the unclean type stuff.
Right.
And so they take her to the temple. And this is where she meets up with John the Baptist's dad. She's 13 years old at this point. And they leave Mary on the steps of the temple.
That's so
again,
nice
as good parents will do. And they take this girl. No, she's not 13. This is before she was 13. They take her into the temple and they raise her up Jesus style. And then when she's 13, she starts to bleed. And they're like, what? None of this. Get her the fuck out of here. How are we going to do this?
No sins.
Apologies for the error with her story there. I'm telling it from memory. And they're like, we got to get her out of here. How can we do that? How can we get her out of here? Oh yeah, I forgot. 13-year-olds totally get married off all the time. So check it out. Oh yeah. So do this. Make it like it's in like we're in Cinderella / Shrek, and send out a like a bugle type call to every man who is single in all of Palestine, and tell them they got to come here to this temple, and they've got to they're going to draw lots, which is just the funniest term for the Bible, and to who's going to marry this person, who's going to be basically the who's going to own Mary. And Joseph, who has already had 3 children, I think, is out there doing like carpenter stuff. So I'm guessing, I don't know.
That would make sense.
Yeah, chairs or something. And hopefully better than the ones that Mel Gibson makes in The Patriot. And anti-Semitic.
Yes.
And he's like, hey Joseph, you got to come over here to see this girl that you got to do this by command of whoever the fuck, I don't know. And Joseph's like, yo, I'm old. He's like 50, and he's like, I'm old. I've already got kids. Yada yada. And like, okay, well, fine. We're gonna stone you. Okay, never mind. I suppose I guess I could make a trip. And he goes there, and they're gonna draw a lot. The priests are gonna draw lots, and Joseph is standing there, and a dove lands on his shoulder. This is like, seriously, a dove lands on his shoulder. They don't even draw lots. There's like, yo, this is the one. Bye, Mary. And yeah, and that's like what happens. If this had been the case like 4.5 years ago, Bernie would be president because a bird landed on his lectern. And 4 years. This is 3 years
What
later.
they name that bird? Birdie
Birdie.
Sanders.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then 3 years later, Mary, you get the stories in Luke with where Gabriel pops into existence in the temple. He's like, yo, check it out. Holy shit. Yo, you're gonna have a son. He's gonna be like John the Baptist or whatever. He's like, how am I gonna do that? I can't have kids. Mute. Right?
Yeah,
He gets
it
mute.
has-
He
this-
comes out. This is in
scene
Luke. He
happens a
comes
lot.
out and he's talking to. He's like, I can't talk, but check it out. All this is gonna happen. They figure out what he's saying somehow, because I'm guessing sign language is a big thing back then.
ASL for
Oh, for
Aramaic
sure.
sign
Right?
language.
Aramaic, yeah. And then he then appears to Mary, and he's like, yo, Mary, check it out. Go talk to your cousin Elizabeth. And Elizabeth at that point is pregnant, and she's like, all right, fine, I'm gonna go check it out. Goes over there. She's pregnant with John the Baptist, right? Mary has been told by Gabriel. She's like, and he pops up into existence again, because he's just,
Like you do.
yeah, as angels will do, I guess.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, Mary, you're gonna be pregnant. The angel, or the spirit of the Holy Spirit's going to hover over you,
Descend upon you.
and it will come upon you. Is the actual
Ew.
usage, regardless of the sexual innuendo in this case.
Of
That's
course.
fucking rape. And you don't have a choice in this. And she's like, all right, I love it. Let's do it. And then that's when she goes and she visits Elizabeth, and then like the babies jump in the womb or whatever, because that's something that happens.
Totally.
And there you go. Jesus is born, and now we have a religion.
We have one question.
Wow.
Yeah.
We have a
That-
single question left.
That sounds like a good Disney movie.
It's
Oh, yeah.
honestly, it is
Yeah.
that right there is the plot of every Disney movie, as far as I know. I'm certain I
Right?
could probably
Basically.
find that in Fantasia.
I
Probably.
Yeah, that and Aladdin and
yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, the like what's her name when she pricks her fucking finger?
Jasmine?
Or whatever, right?
yeah.
Sleeping
On the
Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yes,
all of
there
that.
you go. Sleeping Beauty. All
every
right.
bit of that. I'm like, yo, hold on a second. How is it possible that Walt Disney was anti-Semitic when he's like making all these stories that he obviously got from like Jewish literature? He was. by
You'd
the
be
way.
surprised.
He's not
You'd be
sympathetic.
surprised. All right,
Uh,
last one.
sorry, I mean, she wants to get to the Beatles.
If y'all are up for it.
Beginning with Abraham, Matthew's genealogy of Jesus contains this many names. Nobody. Good question, Maya.
Right. Yeah, it should have made it in there.
And
Buzz.
yeah,
4?
give me their names.
Oh, good luck with that.
Yeah.
That's
4 points
ridiculous.
for that.
Buzz.
Yeah. Did you Google it? 'Cause-
What about
No, I
Meshach, Shadrach,
I have
and
not.
Abednego?
I have not
Daniel in
Googled
the
it.
lion's den.
There we go. There it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Tapioca, go ahead.
29.
I know what you got that from. You're off because you're going after the first temple. Or you went up to the first temple. You did not go past the banishment from when Nebuchadnezzar did that.
Oh,
So I
okay.
know you need the other 12, which are not actually 12 but 14.
Yeah, I needed the other 14. The other 14, which will bring it up to 42. But doesn't he add an extra one or something?
40.
Oh, okay.
It is 40. I think but it's yeah. He says that it's divided into 12s. The last one's not 12. Seriously.
Yeah. And the Luke's is, I think, actually divided into 12. And it goes up to Adam. So that'd be 48.
It is more. They may happen to know how many Luke has, because it does go back to Ad. Actually, goes back to God.
Yeah.
Does that count as a name?
I actually wrote this in the
49. Then I think
it is more than that by a fair amount.
Damn. Okay.
It is.
Did I miss a factor of 12?
It's it is. Where did I put it? It is 76.
How the hell do you get 76?
77 if you include Jesus. It is 76.
Okay.
Because he also he went all the way back to, they both missed a fuck ton, but he went all the way back to God and Adam, and then he also included women and stuff like that. And yet the genealogy, it could not be the genealogy of Jesus, because it goes to Joseph, and Joseph was not his father.
That's correct. That is technically correct. That's the best kind of correct.
The genealogy of Jesus is Mary and God.
Yeah.
He's basically, like, Mary is basically, pardon me, the female version of Heracles. A god came down and raped a woman, and now you have a child who's a demigod, basically.
I'm gonna make sure it's not raining right now.
How does Joseph
kid
Smith
like that
figure
too?
in this equation?
See, Joseph Smith, here's the thing. We were talking about that earlier, and this is the reason that schools in Utah are now trying to not learn about Black history, which I get it, Utah, you're like all white people.
True.
But that seems like something Joseph Smith would do. So never
Yeah, it
mind.
does. White and delightsome.
I guess having pigment in your skin, having pigment in your skin is a
Melanin.
curse, right?
According to the Book of Mormon, yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah. So are we giving anybody points for the last one?
Sure. Swede, you said something as well. I'm sorry.
So wasn't that much like Apollo's kid too?
Yeah, pretty well all of them, and that you'll find in like the Greek cultures are like that. You come down to well, what the hell is his name? I forget. But anyways, not Aristophanes. Looking at Aristophanes yesterday, though, I was really excited. I almost got that book. So where he comes down, he stops time, and this is actually both Greek and Roman, where he comes down and he stops time, and he fucks this lady, pretending to be her husband for like it ends up being more than a day, and then she gets pregnant, and she gives birth to Romulus and to Romulus's brother, because her Remus, thank you. Wow.
I do not know how I knew that.
Because she gets pregnant by the god and by her husband, and she gives birth to twins, and then Romulus and Remus, Romulus ends up founding Rome in the myth. And then he's like, yo, Remus, I realize you want like the city or whatever, but stab, you're dead. Stabbing is like a Roman thing. It's just something they do.
Stab.
Yeah. So
As you would.
Yeah,
well, they
I mean,
they also have the cliff that they threw nobles off of, because that was the noble way to die.
Yep.
Was to be thrown off the cliff.
Yes, the persecution complex is a new thing. Back in in Greek, and you're talking, again, over 2,000 years ago, that was the thing. When, if you watch, like, was it Achilles or some shit? I forget, but like the guy's like pleading for his life, and he's like, "There's no honor in this. What are you doing? Because you don't plead for your life; you give your life for this. You are honored in your death. Stop pleading for your life." I mean, you killed him anyways, but that was the thing, to where now there's this persecution complex thing, to where it's the opposite. And I imagine Jesus is probably like, "Are you serious? I got whipped almost to death for this shit, and y'all motherfuckers can't take just not being able to go into a building once in a while."
Masks.
No. This what the Maya says, no need to know any history other than your own, even that of other people in the same goddamn country you're in. Not only that, that not just that you're in, that you stole.
Yeah.
That's neat.
That's the key.
Yeah, stole
That's
by
true.
force without like, I guess stole means without permission anyways. But
Yeah.
and then
Take it.
promised to
Yeah.
give it back and never did.
Hmm.
Got a problem here.
Yeah.
Just like the problem.
Speaking of cool February Black History Month things, Robert Smalls is getting his own movie.
Yay. Yeah. Yes.
No, I believe Amazon is funding it.
Interesting.
So it will be like a Netflix movie?
It will be,
I mean-
it will be like an Amazon movie, but it is a full feature-length film of the life of Robert Smalls.
That's
Wow,
what I meant.
that is.
I joined two companies together for some reason.
It is no, there's an amplified voice necessary amplified voice. Yeah, that was that's awesome. I did not know that. Thank you.
It was delayed due to COVID. It was actually supposed to come out this month, but COVID kind of fucked up. Which it did that for a lot of movies. So
yeah, it did. Was going to say something. I forget what it was.
I did.
Do you have a flag?
There we go.
Of course not. No flag, no country.
Currently, you guys have this many points. Congratulations. You write this down. You have any points?
I have the added points too, so I have all of the points.
Awesome.
Because I am the ultimate points arbiter.
There you go. Do that right there.
So are we still literally going by golf rules?
I mean,
I don't think if there's anybody else who wants to play, you're welcome to play.
By the way, we're also this is something we were talking about earlier today. Got to mention this. This is just a quick aside, because then you guys got to do like music and like Beatles type trivia. So if you're into the Beatles, but you're like, yo, I don't know shit about this Bible thing, or if you're into like music or whatever, John Lennon getting like he died 40 years ago, not too long ago.
Yeah.
This is gonna be the quiz for you, and then like 10 minutes later, if you're a fan of like because it's not a very long quiz,
it's not.
Unlike mine, if you're a fan of like American history or which you shouldn't be, it's bad, or like geography of the United States, again, we stole it.
I think you can be a fan of American history without saying woo, it's great.
Yeah,
that's true, because I like American history, but I'm not like obviously
kind of like I like researching the Holocaust, so that makes sense.
Yeah,
don't like the Holocaust.
Yeah.
But saying you're a fan of the Holocaust is kind of.
I was gonna say, are you gonna go that far?
I'm also a really big fan of talking about how the atomic bombs didn't do a goddamn thing, and so I guess drop some more. Susan and I earlier today we're talking about Portland. We are a fairly progressive city, right? We have a not so good history, and also present. So, and it doesn't. We're the whitest city in the country, so that doesn't really.
Really?
The history of Oregon is kind of ugly.
I'm in Boulder, and we feel pretty white in Boulder.
I know, but altogether there are, I think, in Oregon, 700,000 Black Americans. I think there's 700,000 Black people here, and not again.
No, it's just happening.
Oh, okay. And the vast majority live in Portland, and in Portland, make up Black people here make up right at 2% of the population, and in the state of Oregon, we have 4 million, some odd. No, I think it's over 4 million, and 1.9% of the population is any either descendants of African descendants of slaves or African Americans or Black Americans, and pretty low number.
Yeah.
And there's actually a real reason for that, and it's a lot of time has been on purpose. So the 19 to give you an idea about this, you lead into I'll lead into the Beatles with this. Give you an idea, 1922, Oregon had the highest per capita people that were members of the KKK in the country. So
it took that over from Indiana.
Wow.
It was in 1922. There's a racist
Indiana might
monument
have it now.
across the border.
I think
Pretty
Southern Illinois and Indiana are like the worst places for in the world for anyone not of my skin color.
Hmm.
Probably.
Yeah,
Wouldn't doubt that.
yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But so like, let's talk about something a little bit better than that. Reality kind of fucking sucks.
Yeah.
So.
So the final scores for this round, and I'm just going to make the assumption that y'all are going to join us in the next round because that's, I mean,
Right.
if y'all want to, you're more than welcome to. If you have to go or want to go, then that's fine too. Because this is Beatles trivia, and you know.
Susan wrote it.
I did. I'm very proud.
What color is the White Album?
Exactly.
But we do
I
hope
like
you
it.
stay because we have
That
had
is
a
a
lot
good
of
question.
fun.
Yeah, this has been fun. This has been a lot of
Racist.
fun. So with 2,600 grand, and again, this is just with all the random fucking points that I added in there. Jenna's at 2,770, Tapioca Weasel's at 3,115, and Swede is at 3,460.
All right.
OMG.
Yeah.
Do-do-do-do-do.
And by the way, whoever does end up with I guess we'll be kind of serious about this. Whoever does end up with the most points, we are either going to give you money, which you can go do whatever you want with it, or you can let us know that you would like to donate it either to a charity, or to, like we mentioned earlier, our friend Surus. Surus is skeptic. If you don't know him, he's going through a lot of things. Something like that to recommend as well to help people. You just let us know, and we will do whichever route you'd like to take on that. It's partially to get people involved in something like this, as well as to help people if you would like. I mean, if you want to take it and you just want to buy you want to come to Oregon and buy like all the weed, do that too,
Yeah.
right? I'm not going to shame you whichever way you want. You want to go buy 300 plus Star Wars Funko Pops? You can't. We're not giving you that much money.
Yeah, we're not giving that.
Man.
She has that many.
I was gonna say that's a lot.
Can't
So-
see it, but they're
over-
behind there.
over 6,000. No, yeah, almost 7,000 now.
No,
Yep.
we have dollars, not pops. We don't have that many Funko Pops. That's a lot of Funko Pops. Okay. So, if y'all are great with standing here for Beatles trivia, we can do a bunch of bullshit with Beatles trivia too. Jenna,
I unfortunately can't stay.
yeah,
Is there a
it's
way I
fine.
can like deviate my points to like, or someone that comes in can have my
Distribute them
points?
So
I'm in
close.
third place. Whoever comes in, by the way, so that's pretty good.
Let's see how we can divide them evenly because I can't math. Okay, so that means that each person gets 923 into third points.
Wow.
How do we divide that?
Very carefully.
Yes, very carefully.
I don't know math. I'm not good at it.
I can't.
Wait, what was the number? I
Each
technically
one
had
gets
a major
gets
in math.
923. We got
What did I have? Like,
2770.
yeah. Sweet. What is 2770 divided by 3?
It's 923 with a remainder of 1.
Mm.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we did have that because we didn't watch the Oscars. We always do stuff for like shit we're not paying attention to. Okay.
I am similar, Maya. I have no Beatles knowledge either. Like only like bare basics.
I will bring my wife down for that one because she got an A in history of rock and roll, and
Ooh.
That is
Does
She wants-
Does
if she
that
wants to
count as
come-
cheating? I think that counts as cheating.
can't just bring.
Wait,
us
no,
in.
it doesn't. It absolutely doesn't count as cheating. Do we have a Star Wars section coming up?
I have an entire Geeks Who Drink quiz that I hosted on Star Wars that I can probably like run for y'all.
Is there a Stargate quiz?
Mm.
I think there was one for Geeks Who Drink at some point. No, I thought we did. Oh.
is there a quiz about the modern era of college football?
I was gonna.
He was
I
going
really
to.
was. That was my next one. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Like prior to the year 2002. Let's do it.
Yeah. So Jenna, because I know you had to go. Do you have anything that you want to plug? Where can we find you and stuff?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I run a Discord server, International Free Thinkers. We also have our own YouTube channel, also by the same name, so you can easily search us. We recently had Irish Sweet on. There we go. I gotta point that way.
That's weird.
We had Irish Sweet on in our last episode, but we run our show every Thursday night, 6:30 Pacific. And then I'm also part of the ACA, which I am one of the co-hosts of the nonprofits, which I was on today's afternoon episode. So if you want to check that out, no Antjer, I'm not going to get a Twitter. Well, well, there are stipulations to that Twitter, so I may have to eventually. Dang it. But yeah, you can find me on Facebook. I am friends with Susan. So if you're friends with Susan, then you'll find me. That's it. Thank you. This was fun, even though, I don't know anything, but at least I got third place. Thanks to Susan's gracious giving out points.
Yeah. We just want, more than anything, again, this is to help people to have something to do tonight if you don't like sports. Everybody just sitting there talking about weird shit. But also, I like, for me, it's an opportunity to either learn or help people learn while having fun doing it. Because New Testament and early Christianity scholarship is, I'm just going to guess for most people, not an incredibly exciting topic. For me, oh man. And so really enjoyed having you. Thank you very much.
For people who haven't, in particular, you should check out Divine Disbelief's Lucan Census series. It's like pretty sweet. I really enjoy those.
Thank you. We have there's one more with that one because he talks about Quirinius. We had to re-record that. Talking about Quirinius like being around 15 years prior, which doesn't make any sense. Anyways, it's really just destroying entirely inspiring philosophies video. And then there's a surprise video after that. It's like a 3-minute video. It's something that
I gotta sift through you guys' content because every time Nathaniel has a rant, I'm just like, oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
Plugged into it.
A lot.
Oh yeah. I ranted on Periscope last night a little bit.
Yeah.
So you can catch those sometimes. Yeah. I hold it in a lot. So I appreciate. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Of course.
Yeah.
And again, it's been just the best having you. Yo, what up, Izzy from Periscope? Izzy, you and Jenna would get along really well. By the way, Izzy, if you want to come up and actually like try your hand at, I don't know, we're talking about the Beatles, and then we're going to talk about what? It's some like either U.S. history or geography, and that'll be it. Oscars.
I'll be better at that than
cool.
not the Oscars.
Yeah.
U.S. history and geography.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we got that. Well, Jenna, again, thank you so much. And
we
got nonprofits, right?
Yeah.
And International Free Thinkers.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We'll go and do that.
Thank you. No, thank you for having me. Love you, Susan. Nice to meet you, Nathaniel. And I'll catch you guys later.
Yeah. Bye, Jenna.
Bye.
Izzy, I saw somewhere that Izzy asked.
Yeah, he asked where we at. We're on. You come on. Send either Motel Cowboy or myself, PDX Secular Guy on Twitter. Send us a DM. We'll send you a link to StreamYard, and you'll be on here. So that's where it is. Maya said that my rants are the best and should have their own channel. It's really nice.
Who's that? She's pretty.
That is nice of you to say.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be doing this. I'm gonna be doing something else over here. She's gonna have control of all of this because we produce things together and we know how to do it now.
I totally do. I swear I do.
I say we. If I'm not doing something in Streamlabs, if it's not in Streamlabs or Adobe, I don't know. So
I'm learning.
You got the con there. Go ahead.
I do got the con. Let's see. Whiskey Jack, did you message? I must have messaged Nathaniel. I don't know. I don't think I've seen it. You can message me too. I'm Motel Cowboy so you can message.
I have to point this out. First off, Noah's are great. His are scripted.
Yeah.
Mine are not.
His are off the cuff.
I love Noah so much. Oh my God, please. I'm not trying to say anything. Like, I'm just like.
You're like, oh shit.
Noah and I have met. We are on good terms. I would like to not.
Yeah, don't get under illusions.
He's amazing. He's great.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a Discord. I forgot about that.
We do have a Discord.
Shit.
Once you're not in,
What?
I'm not
We
in
have a
it.
Discord.
Come on.
In Discord without telling people.
There's like probably nobody in it. Susan, do your trivia.
there's not a lot.
Do your trivia. We're gonna.
Okay. Well, Whiskey Jack had sent.
Oh, it's sent. No, it's to me for Discord.
For Discord. Okay, my bad. Sorry.
Yeah,
I thought it was.
Well, no, there's a group in there that I was in, and talking about scholarship and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then whenever I left Discord, I forgot to go back within like 14 days or whatever.
Yeah, and you deleted it.
Yeah, I got automatically deleted. Stupid thing. Anyways.
Anyway. So, if I'm assuming, are the three of y'all up for some Beatles trivia? Sweet, if you want to bring your wife in, you're more than welcome to.
I'm down. Let's do this thing.
Sweet,
Although
do you want to bring your wife in? Can you hear me, Sweet?
Can he?
Okay.
Are you okay, man? You doing all right?
I'm tired.
How could you do this to us?
If you do not have to necessarily say that, it's totally fine.
I mean, we hold on. Can we? Let me. If it's hold on 1 second.
I want to lie and say that we can still hear them because that would be funny. But
I can't believe they said that about us.
They're talking about me. They're talking trash. They don't like me. They want to kick me off the show.
If they're asking questions about the Beatles, I can answer 2 questions. And who was in the band?
Yeah, I can answer what color the White Album was.
I know Ringo and
what?
Ringo.
Don't tell us, man.
So if y'all would like to instead, we've also got the geography trivia, the history trivia. We have the Oscar movie trivia from last year as well. So y'all have a preference on what y'all want to do? Y'all want to do any of those? We're very professional.
Game for whatever.
I'm personally, I would be more effective at the geography or the history trivia, but
you want to do
that doesn't necessarily mean I will be more entertaining.
You guys are all entertaining. And again, if you are in the chat, which by the way, thank you for being here. It means a lot. If Kansas City's changed their team's name, so I can be a fan again. Anyways,
y'all are more than welcome to hop in and play. If you want to come and hang out, y'all are more than welcome to.
And obviously, we've been kind of like getting around with points or whatever. But the person who ends up with the most points and or the person that we decide, we're actually gonna give money to people. Yeah. Like seriously, that you can either keep yourself again, come to Oregon, buy weed or whatever you want. I mean, I guess you can buy it in Colorado or whatever. University of Colorado sucks.
Excuse me. I go to University of Colorado.
Yeah, that doesn't change the fact they suck. And just send Susan a DM on Twitter at Motel Cowboy, or probably not me. I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to look. And bring you in here, and you can join. And if you're a badass at this, you'll get some money, which you can then either accept it, or you can give it to charity.
Yeah. Izzy, if you really want to play, send me a DM real quick. This is doing some filling time.
Jason Alexander.
Something about Jason Alexander.
Seinfeld.
Oh, he was in a Super Bowl commercial. Yeah, I didn't mute that stuff. So.
If you do history or geography, I'll join. Yeah, there you go.
We'll do.
Yeah, and
let's do history.
History?
Yeah, let's do history.
We'll do history.
Yeah. So it's the same link as the one that I sent you earlier. You want me to delaying, or do you want to
No, I can
ask it in the same way?
No, it's not the same way.
No, I mean like ask it the same way we did last year.
Which is just like going like, choosing a random number.
Well, no, just like going in order.
Yeah, we can go in order. It's
instead.
fine. By the way, Izzy, don't. I don't want to know anything about the game. It's not because I'm one with spoilers or whatever. I'm just not. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. So, and Jur send a DM there, and
I sent it to her earlier.
Oh, okay.
So it's the same one that I sent you earlier.
There you go. Awesome.
Yeah, we'll do history. Yes, I do.
Hey, Michelle Branch is going to join us.
You know that name? Because she's everywhere.
Aunt Jer says people say that she reminds people of Michelle Branch.
Oh,
awesome.
Nice.
All right. So there we go. All right. So you want to?
Yeah, I've got it up too. So let's.
Cool. You want to give her a second to come in here, or do you want to just start?
There we go.
That was quick, wasn't it? And
very nice.
There we are. And Jer, welcome in.
Hello.
Hi.
All right. Go ahead and join if it's history. It could be history or geography. It doesn't really matter. I can ask all of them. All right. To get started here, first question. When John Adams said this day will be the most memorable epocha, love names, in the history of America, I am apt to believe that it will be celebrated by succeeding generations as the great anniversary festival. It ought to be commemorated as the day of deliverance by solemn acts of devotion to God Almighty. What day was he referring to?
Do you want a date or do you want like
a date? Yes, it's a date.
Just like before, we'll just do the either buzz or whatever.
You got like 5 seconds. Come on.
Yeah.
The 2nd of July, 1776.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Because this is not like the Jeopardy trivia.
Yeah.
I'm only giving a single point per correct answer.
Yeah, and we'll figure out other things later on.
Yeah. Cool. So moving on. This is going to be, what year was the United States Constitution ratified?
1787.
No.
Nope.
Or 89.
No.
you can't just keep guessing.
Yeah.
Oh.
1791.
No.
No.
Anybody else?
Grander.
Grand. What's the
Grand said BRE. My bad.
I don't know.
1788.
Right in between.
Good job.
Wow.
Steve.
I thought it was odd.
There is something in that which changes the year. I forget what it was. But there was a qualifier that I had on an asterisk with it last year.
New Hampshire fucked it for me.
Yep, there you go. And what year was the 18th Amendment, the one that told us we can't drink alcohol, ratified?
1921.
1922.
You're in the right century.
Yeah.
1919.
Yes.
Yep, exactly.
1919.
That was 100% a guess.
Counts the same.
Yeah. Still correct. All right. Moving on. Who wrote 51 of the 85 essays that make up the Federalist Papers?
Cicero.
Was it Paine?
No.
He didn't write any of them. He just wrote like the.
Was it Thomas Jefferson?
Nope.
No.
He also didn't write any of them either. Paine just.
Yeah. Wait. I know the 3 people. I just don't know who wrote 61 of them.
51.
51.
Right. Time's over.
Hold on, wait.
No.
It was
No.
Madison,
No,
John
no,
Jay,
he
and
did
Hamilton.
not. Nope.
Damn it.
Damn it. Madison wrote 25. Nope. Hamilton wrote the other 51.
Ah,
It's Cicero, by the way. If you'd have said Cicero, I'd have taken it. By the way, I'd probably give you double points. Yeah, it was Alexander Hamilton.
Cicero. What about Cicero?
He wrote anonymously as Cicero.
Oh,
yeah. He talked about Cicero's brother and stuff. It was great.
Yeah.
The Federalist Papers are so good. Hamilton would hate the Federalist paper currently. By the way.
Oh my God.
Bullshit is. You go
yeah.
Very true. No, this one's yours.
Is it mine?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What was the first American cash crop?
Cotton.
Was it?
Tobacco.
Yes.
Jury. Yeah. You guys got to buzz in or something because you're just talking to each other. I don't know what
Okay.
Jury was going to say.
I was gonna say tobacco.
Yes, it's tobacco. Good job there, John Smith and John Rolfe and all those.
Yeah.
People.
I'm gonna give them both points.
People
Because
actually,
I'm the ultimate points arbiter.
yeah. People know the answer to this question now. Good.
Still is, right?
Yes, it is still. Yeah, there's an asterisk there now, but yeah, people actually know the answer to this question.
Yeah.
Now.
How many presidents have been impeached?
Buzz.
Yeah.
Buzz.
Yeah. 3.
Yes.
Correct.
It's 3.
Yeah. Like people wouldn't have known that before, like last year, and now it's 3 with an asterisk.
Yeah.
Because you got like a double impeached fuck.
Oh yeah, because Nixon never was right.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right.
He was not.
I always miscount him.
Yeah. So here you go then. What are the names of the 3? And if you just have like last names, that's fine too.
But you got to do all 3.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Do you have to do just last names? It's ambiguous with Johnson, but Clinton and Trump are the other 2. But it's Andrew Johnson.
Yep.
Andrew Johnson.
That is correct. Andrew Johnson, Bill Clinton, and Donald Trump. Very nice. Very nice. Moving on.
God damn it. These questions are like relevant to society now. Last year, whenever we asked these questions, they were a little bit obscure. This one is something they talked about like on the news since, yeah.
Not all
Like-
of them. I guarantee. Not.
Are you gonna like ask about the limitations of the pardon power or something?
No, dear God, no.
No, not that.
This isn't
complicated.
New Testament trivia.
All right. Moving on. If there is a tie in any Senate vote, who casts the deciding vote?
Bzzz.
Sweet.
The sitting vice president.
Yes. Yes.
What is the
Vice president.
what is the vice president's title at that point?
The president of the Senate.
Yeah, that's correct. Or if you will, Madam Motherfucking Vice President.
Yeah.
Sorry, even if you don't like
Madam
Kamala Harris,
President.
Madam President of the Senate.
at that point, like even if you don't like Kamala Harris, man, she's Madam fucking Vice President. Sorry, y'all bitches. Let me see here. In what year did the United States first host the Olympic Games? Doesn't matter if it's summer or winter.
1904.
Yes.
Yeah, that one. Nobody got that one last year.
Yeah. I'm impressed.
The
Gee,
reason I know that is because John Boyce produced an excellent video in his Pretty Good series about the 1904 St. Louis Olympic Marathon, which is where it was, in case you were going to ask me for bonus points or something.
Didn't have any bonus
But
points.
it's you should go and he's a fantastic YouTuber. And
Yeah.
yes.
I have to go check that out. By the way, I see Titan is getting a lot of them right in the chat. Appreciate that interaction as well. If you'd like to come up here, just
Yeah,
let us know.
dude, Titan, join us.
Yeah, you can come up and join us. Go ahead, love.
Moving on. You're kind of in the way when you're right. There we go. You're good.
So it's not the only mention I have, but so
I'll figure out a way to phrase it.
just to
Yeah.
just eliminate there. I can do that right here.
So the Boot Monument, although it does not say his name, serves as a mention of which famous traitor?
The what?
The Boot Monument, although it does not say his name.
Yeah, sweet.
Mr. Benedict Arnold.
Yes,
That is
Benedict
correct.
Arnold.
There's so many other boots we could talk about after January 6th, though. So I imagine that, yep. It's not the only mention of him. I made that error last year because he is mentioned on others as well. But if you were to hear me typing the Google searches. Let's see. Okay. What was the first capital of the United States? Sweet.
Philly.
It was.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Correct.
Home of the Phillies.
Who'd have thought?
I hear they were good at baseball at one time. Sports.
All right. Moving on. Who was the first president to declare war? Sweet.
Is it Jefferson?
No. Yeah. Tapioca.
Madison.
Yes. James Madison.
Is that the Barbary issue?
Yeah, Barbary with the Barbary pirates. And then of course they were like, "Yo, Canada, check it out." And then Canada was like, "Okay, give us Detroit." And we were like, "All right, I guess. I mean, you can have it. It's fine."
I mean,
let me see here.
war were declared.
In what year was Yellowstone, our first national park, established?
Yes. Tapioca.
1906.
No.
1903.
No, it's not in that century.
Really?
19th century.
That's grand is correct. It is in the 19th century. Points. It is 1872.
Grand half a point for that.
Good old John Muir out there.
That's interesting. I thought Roosevelt established the national park system.
That established national park system.
Yeah. I didn't realize that those weren't
park.
the same thing. Yeah.
Yep. It was 1872. John Muir was the driving force behind that, as well as, oh my gosh, everything on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I go up to on Tahoma, and that's like the base camp at 10,400.
Mm-hmm.
It's John Muir. So.
Oh yeah.
Right above the Muir fucking glacier.
Yeah.
Scary.
All right. Moving on. What state was the first to legalize Christmas?
What?
Yeah. Yep.
Bunch of Puritans.
There were no states then. They were just murdering of indigenous people.
That's true. What state was first? Yes, Tapioca Weasel.
New Hampshire.
No. I hear you every once in a while, Grant.
Buzz.
Yes.
Maine.
No, you guys are all on the
Not
East
Maine.
Coast of this stuff. It's not.
Why was Christmas illegal? That's so dumb.
Bunch of Puritan assholes.
True. That's true.
Can I have a second guess when your time is done?
What time is definitely up.
Oh, okay. Is it Wyoming or like Colorado?
No.
I think I have it.
California.
No. Andrew, do you have any guesses?
I would guess something around like North Carolina.
Relatively close.
It's closer than the others. Yeah.
That's true.
This is a weird one.
What do you think?
Your question.
It is my question. It's actually Alabama.
Alabama.
Oh,
Alabama.
Bama?
Yep.
Bama.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Andrew was the closest, so you get half a point. Because again, I am the ultimate arbiter of points.
Oh, by the way, this is definitely your question. You can. I remember you writing this question. You can go. You can do this one.
Oh, cool.
I remember you wrote this one.
I was very proud of that one.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was so proud of that one. Okay. Lawmen as they were so eloquently called, put how many bullet holes into Bonnie and Clyde's car? The closest gets it. So I'll give each
Buzz.
of you a guess.
Yeah.
34.
No.
No.
Buzz.
Sure.
I'm going to guess 172.
All right.
Closest.
I'm going
you
to guess 100.
I'm going to guess.
$1.
I'm gonna guess 250.
Too many.
No, Andrew, easily the closest one.
Oh yeah. Closest one. It was 167.
Oh,
I was the closest without going.
I didn't want. Yeah, I didn't want to play the dumb game of like just doing it -1.
Yeah.
I was like, that's cheap. Although I would have gone over, so I still would have been off.
Nice.
So I'm going to ask this question in conjunction with another one. What was the name of the first woman who was executed by hanging in the United States? And then there's a second question with this as well. So let's see if you can get. Let's see which of you guys get this one first.
The first woman executed by hanging in the United States?
Mhm.
Yeah, like by the government.
Ethel Rosenberg.
No, she got the chair.
Oh.
Yeah, a little way before that. I didn't know this one when you wrote it, so
I didn't realize I wrote this one.
yeah.
Never realized.
You also put the next one in there too.
Oh yeah, I remember writing that one.
Yep. Nobody. It's Mary E. Surratt.
Surratt is how I'm going to say that. I think it's Surratt.
Yep.
So, Mary Surratt.
The other part of this: who was the first man convicted of treason and hung in the United States? This is my favorite person in America.
Oh yeah. Any guesses?
No guesses.
No guesses.
nope.
John Brown.
John Brown.
Yes.
Yep.
What?
Oh.
Oh, was I right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
One John Brown, the best of all of us.
Brown's Rebellion.
Mm-hmm. That guy. He was executed in 1859 for the crime of trying to free the slaves.
Yeah.
Shame on him.
Yep.
Right?
The raid at Harper's Ferry.
Oh, who did? There was a video I saw. Some YouTuber had a great video about how PragerU made like a pro-slavery video.
Oh, they did about Robert E. Lee.
Yeah, but it was about and one of the things that they mentioned was like as a good thing about Robert E. Lee was the role he took in shutting down the rebellion, Brown's rebellion or something. And it's like, that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And by the way, you're not wrong, Mumford. But John Brown was convicted in the state of Virginia. He wasn't convicted by the federal government. But he was
What
the
was-
first person.
What was the lady? What was her crime?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
I actually remember that. It was something to do with John Wilkes Booth.
Oh shit.
I couldn't remember her name, but I remember she was involved in the conspiracy with assassinating Lincoln.
That would mean then that she would have been involved with Gorsuch's ancestor.
Oh shit.
Gorsuch, and this right here. Boom. This is United States versus Clankney right here in the state of Maryland. This is actually how they're able to say that they didn't commit treason on. They're going to try to do that on when they committed treason and sedition and insurrection on January 6th, because what they're going to say is that when this is John Wilkes Booth bullshit right here.
Yeah.
When they and I'm guessing this is why, because John Wilkes Booth knew the son of Gorsuch. Gorsuch was a guy in Maryland that owned slaves,
Mm-hmm.
and 12 or 14 of them ran away for whatever reason. And that was right after it was in 1851. It was the year after the Fugitive Slave Act of 1850 was enacted. And so Gorsuch hired like a bounty hunter basically to go and where they really thought that the slaves were. And Pinckney, I think that's the last name, Pinckney was part of like helping with the Underground Railroad. And so they were like harboring slaves, which at that point was a federal crime. And they went to where they kind of knew the slaves were and were going to try to get them to go back. And he showed up to help, but he begged them to not to not have violence. One of the slaves hit Gorsuch over the head with a club, and then he was shot like 12 times.
Jesus.
So he died, right? And then like two of his other sons died too, but one of them survived, and he went on. He actually knew John Wilkes Booth, and he and John Wilkes Booth swore vengeance for that. That was they were gonna have vengeance for that. And that's so I'm imagine she's involved in that. And by the way, the reason that became a Supreme Court case is back in 1 year later when they were at Supreme Court, it was stated that oh, there you go, that if that was the case, but that he did not commit treason because it was a private matter and not a public matter, because even though it was a public law, it was the private matter of his slaves. And so because when they were trying to stop this, even though they were trying to stop a marshal from doing this, it became a private matter among them. Also because he didn't fire a shot, he ran away.
Yeah.
But the other part of that is you commit treason if you are there and you know about it and you knew it was going to happen and you don't stop it. Like waging war against the United States, which is to just simply stop a congressional law, which is what is written very specifically, even in that judicial briefing. And if you have foreknowledge of it and anything that gets in the way of Congress doing its job. And in this way, Pinckney was not guilty because he didn't do anything to actually wage war against the United States and to stop them from doing things. It was a private matter. So what they would try to argue in the event that prosecution from the United States would say treason, which they definitely fit the crime of treason. They also definitely fit the crime of insurrection. They would try to say, well, this was a private matter because it wasn't public, because it was between them and their firmly held belief that they had been cheated out of the election. And so that's one of the, it likely wouldn't work, but if anybody was going to pursue anything like that, they would pursue seditious conspiracy, which is knowledge of it and either involvement in it or no direct conflict with it. And so it's basically treason without the death or 20-year guarantee. So that's how they would go about doing that. But I imagine if that were the case, and obviously it's not, but with that person, then I could see where that would go all the way back to Gorsuch, who, by the way, yes, again, ancestor of one of our Supreme Court justices. Yay! I imagine they're not the same person, though.
Question.
Yes.
You said that you are convicted of treason if you know about it and do nothing to stop it. Does that include, does that mean you don't do anything to try to stop it, or if you just don't stop it?
If you don't try at all either. He said the judge in this case was very specific in that if you are there and you know about it, and if you see somebody attempting to levy war against the United States, which war in this case means anything that would attempt to stop a law like this from Congress from being passed, which they very specifically did, and you don't try to stop it, or if you aid, you are also guilty of it.
Okay. Because I was
So
thinking
Roger Stone.
that's kind of a big ask to say if you don't stop it.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, like if there's a phone record of you calling the FBI and being like, "Hey, this is what I see,"
Yeah.
that fills your obligation.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you at that point not only not be guilty of treason, but you, even at that point, even if you would say go into the Capitol building at that point, if you were on your telephone telling the FBI or whatever what's going on, you would even be able to say there, I'm an informant. I'm not guilty of this. And it's very, very, not only is it very difficult to get, there only like 40 people have ever been convicted of treason in the country's history. I think 6 have been executed. It's not very many. A lot of people think that Benedict Arnold was executed. I don't know where that myth comes from, but I'm gonna need that shit to stop. He went to England and died over there. And so what you'd be talking about is federal grand juries with prosecution from the United States saying to, at this point, thousands of people, did they all commit treason? Did they go, if they went in the building? Yeah. Because what was the only thing they were trying to do? That was it. That means that all of them did that. Some of them with prior knowledge of what they were going to do. And there is a different, there are different charges that go with that as well, especially if they're former military. But this is, again, seditious conspiracy is likely to be what it is, even though it meets every definition of insurrection, conspiracy, sedition, and treason. But they won't charge. They may have 1 or 2, maybe, that would go they would try for treason, but I wouldn't expect any of them. Even though they should. It's fucking impossible to convict somebody of treason.
Now, speaking of, moving on.
Sorry. If you want to know
I
what's going to
keep
happen.
coughing and saying Roger Stone. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, he definitely did. Not only in 2021, but also in 2000.
Yeah, he was there inciting the riot to get the vote count stopped.
Yep.
Yep. Moving on.
Follow the white fuckwit.
Technically, question 17. What is the motto of the FBI? Not my cat meowing, that's for sure.
She's like, meow.
She nailed it.
She did.
Brothers, inform on your classmates. No. If you know the movie, you're good.
Stitches, good stitches.
It's not. Now, it's important to note that it's not the KUIA, so that's important. And it's also not the KUKK. So, no, nobody?
No.
Preserve, protect, defend.
No, not quite.
Is it in Latin?
It is. No.
Oh, I imagine it probably is, but
not.
Yeah.
Because they sort of made it work. It is fidelity, bravery, integrity.
Oh.
Like, really.
Yeah.
There's a van outside my door. It says "Flowers by Irene."
It's like
surveillance van.
That's the what is that? I was talking about the It's Always Sunny, right? He's got the great van.
Oh yeah. Come on.
She is, yeah.
She's insistent.
All right. The fidelity, bravery, something. Close enough. Yeah, I agree, Titan. All right, so Article 1, Section 2, Clause 3 of the United States Constitution determines the number of persons each state will be appointed for election to the United States House of Representatives. It also includes this compromise, which has never been repealed.
The 3/5 compromise.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we did that one. Good job, us. Still in the Constitution. Still there.
Hey, slavery was still allowed as far as the Nebraska Constitution was up until 3 months ago.
What?
Mm-hmm. Most state constitutions never changed it because they're like, well, the federal Constitution, through supremacy clause, they just didn't worry about it. But then people started to realize that the federal Constitution didn't actually outlaw slavery.
Yep.
And so due to prisoner rights things that started to come up around Lincoln and Omaha, they finally outlawed it.
Yep. That is the 13th Amendment right there.
Yeah.
You can't have slaves
Unless they're prisoners.
You can if they're in prison.
Yeah. Basically.
Wow.
So now a Nebraska prison system has to pay their inmates for work done.
Which is good. I imagine for like $1
yep.
a fucking day. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also can't vote while they're in prison. I'm sorry, the right to vote. I don't know that necessarily is in like the Constitution that says you can't vote if you're in prison.
Yeah.
I'll check and see, but I'm pretty certain it's not there.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. What was the name of the first U.S. Navy ship sunk in World War II?
Okay, had we declared war or not?
Yes. This was after December.
After Pearl Harbor.
War were declared.
No clue.
The USS Enterprise.
Not the Enterprise.
I want to say the Lexington, but I know that's not it.
No, it definitely has Lexington.
No, but there is
Lady
that
Lex.
is in my hometown.
It is. Well, Lady Lex.
Blue Ghost.
Lexington is my father's hometown.
Nebraska, but yeah. You got love.
Anybody else got any guesses?
Is there a USS Lincoln?
So there is a USS Abraham Lincoln. It is CVN 72. It is the name of an aircraft carrier, and as far as I know, it's still in operations.
Still floats.
I don't think the nuclear-powered aircraft carrier was around in 1942. No, this would have been.
That's what they want you to think.
That's what Shield is trying to tell you.
Exactly.
The end of 41 is where that would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was the end of 41. It was in DC.
Was
So
it
is
in the
the
Philippines?
USS
Was it in the Bay of the Philippines that it was sunk?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know the name of this. Why don't? No.
Anybody? No. No.
Was it?
It is the.
Was it the USS Nebraska?
No, that's a submarine.
That's a submarine. That's
Okay.
SSN.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, SSN.
It's the flagship of the ballistic missile submarines.
Yep.
Oh.
It was
USS Kansas.
It was we're just gonna give states now. It was originally,
There's 50 of them. I'm sure of it.
we can get that
57, from what I understand. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It is the USS Reuben James.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was
There's
definitely
a new Reuben
Sounds made up.
Isn't there?
sounds made up. They're all made up. It's like money.
Exactly.
Well, yeah. Prisoners should not have to pay a certain amount above a certain amount of phone calls. Shouldn't have to pay anything.
Yeah.
But yes, I don't disagree with you. I'm just my opinion is they shouldn't have to pay anything. I'm not sure I want some criminals voting. I don't care. Vote. Donald Trump gets to vote.
It's like rich kids getting free tuition. I don't give a fuck. Their parents are paying a lot of tax dollars.
Yeah. And
means testing is stupid.
The fact that because they are guilty of seditious conspiracy, they still get to vote.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it, but they get to. And now they're not gonna be able to carry guns though. Oh, these guys don't understand.
And due to some moron's executive order, they get 10 extra years added to their sentence.
They federal property, some statute.
Damage to federal property. Yeah.
Yeah. Just because we wanted to tear down Andrew Jackson, which why would you not want to? Oh, racism. Never mind. Which president had a Secretary of Commerce who was also a rodeo professional? Important note, they're both clowns.
That doesn't really narrow it down.
That's true.
He's in our lifetime.
Buzz.
Yeah.
Reagan.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, Ronald Reagan. The person's name I forget, but also Ronald Reagan was a clown too. Also, fuck him. His birthday was yesterday. Fuck you, Ronald Reagan. I'm glad you're dead.
Harsh.
Tell us how you really feel.
They elected him because he was suffering from early onset Alzheimer's and they could control him.
Basically.
Harsh.
That's my conspiracy theory that I have no evidence for, but I will believe.
No, I actually
pandered to evangelicals.
Yep, that
Seems
was the reason
rational.
why. Yeah, 1980, he pandered to the evangelical vote and brought them back into the forefront of things for the first time since the late 50s.
Moving on. How many sitting presidents have been assassinated?
Well, if they're assassinated, they're not sitting presidents anymore.
3.
No.
Not right.
2.
No, 4. 4. 4. Duh. 4.
That's good.
I'll take it. I'll take
Tapioca
it.
makes a good point. Yes, but when they were president, when they were assassinated, they
Yes.
weren't.
He can't revise his answer. I was counting them in my head.
Well, and this is stupid, but I always forget the one that my ancestor was actually witness to.
McKinley? Garfield.
JFK?
I always forget Garfield because my if you read the accounts, there's a little old lady who didn't speak a lick of English because she spoke Swedish, and she was my great whatever number grandmother who had just gotten off the boat.
Oh,
wow.
That's pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
that's real hard.
Get off the boat, see the American president assassinated in front of you.
She gave her testimony in Swedish.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
So the Dakota War of 1862 took place in what American state?
What is
Today
Minnesota?
this American state? Yeah, that was Minnesota.
Minnesota.
The home of the world's tiniest pop.
And the largest mass hanging.
Didn't know that.
Sounds about right.
Yep, Minnesota was when those largest mass hanging.
Huh.
Wow.
Were they trying to break the record? Did they like save up?
I mean, it's Minnesota.
I think it had to do with the war in 1862.
Oh, wow.
Seems legit.
Yeah. It totally does.
All right.
Yep. All right. Moving on. In what year did they finally stop delivering mail by dog sled in Alaska?
Last year?
That
No.
was
2002.
No.
2012.
No.
That's not that recent.
No.
It's in the 20th century.
1965.
That's really close.
Very close.
Yeah. It was 1963.
Yeah. Maybe half.
So yeah, what is that? 38 years ago.
No,
You're asking me
58
math. I
years
can't
ago.
math.
58 years ago. I don't know what the hell I was
You
doing.
still
there.
think it's the 90s?
I don't know. I mean, God, I wish. We got Bill Clinton in Nebraska's good at football and volleyball and basketball. Yes, it's the 90s.
And a bunch of libertarians running the Fed, the Treasury, and the economy. No, please God, no.
Never mind.
Alan, my bad. Greenspan was in charge.
But
Oh,
guys,
right.
racism was solved back then.
Oh yeah, go back and look at what was going on in Miami in the early 90s. Miami, half of Miami was burning literally every day due to race wars.
Yeah. Let's talk about they focus very much on the riots in Compton.
Yeah.
But yeah. Also the dog, the non-Balto dog.
Togo.
Yeah. Watch Togo. Fucking God, Balto gets all the credit. Annoying. So on what date did the United States officially enter the space race? That's
The whole day.
now what date? Period. Like it's kind of like John Adams thing.
I don't know how that's defined.
April 7th, 1961.
Close. I mean, it's
Fairly
a couple
close.
of years off.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, are we declaring that the speech that was given?
I think. How did you write this one? Or did I? I don't remember.
I think
it's been
I
a
did.
year ago. Jeff, close. Close. Right? That was close earlier too. I think that you could just say that all over the place, and I guess you could like invade the Capitol when you do. That was something they did.
Was because it would have been like JFK. Like if it was the speech that was given, it would have been JFK's inaugural address.
Go
It was
History
when.
Channel.
Okay, I can see that. It's when we launched the
January 20th of 61.
Launched. Well, it was when we launched the first, our first satellite
in space. 59. I think.
That's the closest so far.
Yeah, 58.
Yeah, it's 58.
January 31st, 58. Launched Explorer 1.
My favorite $50 follow-up to this question is how many legs of the space race did we win?
None of them.
What?
How many legs of the space race? You know, you consider different things legs, like getting a first satellite, getting
how many? Yeah, what are they? Because we only won the last one.
Yep,
I think
that's correct.
But I don't know how many there were.
Thing.
It's getting a man into space, getting a man and returning to space, you know, from space alive. You know, all the getting a satellite into space would have been the first one.
Yeah.
What about dogs?
Wasn't all animals sent up not come back alive?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about that.
I don't know what we expected for that, but
they expected exactly that. They didn't have plans to bring them back.
Yeah,
that's true.
It's like the geckos. This one is you or me? I forget.
I think this one is one that I wrote.
No, I think because you did the dog sled, I did the space race.
Yeah.
This one's you. Yeah, 25 is you.
Yeah. All right.
I was gonna mention this one earlier. I forgot. Yeah.
Which presidential candidate, after being shot in the chest at a rally, said, "I don't know whether you fully understand. I have just been shot."
Buzz.
Yes.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah.
He had a bull moose. He got shot.
What a champion.
Yeah, he got shot in the chest, but he also had
he had a book.
Yeah.
Did he have a Bible?
That it was a speech inside of a Bible that was also like inside of a tin thing. And it was like just happened to be where he got shot at. Otherwise, he would have died. And he would have been number 5.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Number 5.
They definitely tried. Like, because it was not very far from him.
No.
Yeah. And then he stood there. Yeah. And for like the next hour and a half, 2 hours, and gave a speech, William Henry Harrison style. Yeah. Didn't die though.
No.
Even though he got shot.
Didn't Harrison only die because people were sticking their dirty fingers into his entry wound?
That was
well, William Henry Harrison died because he died of like pneumonia or something.
Pneumonia.
Or no, it was McKinley that died because people were sticking their finger into his entry wound. Fishing around for the bullet.
Yep. Yeah, Harrison delivered a 2,000 word speech. No, 8,000 word speech over the course of multiple hours.
Yeah, 2.5.
Outside, in the rain.
Not wearing a coat.
Yeah, refused to. Yeah. He died 31 days later.
The other unfortunate one was Coolidge's kid died because he played tennis without shoes on and got an infection on his feet from doing that and died because of that.
See? You know what the lesson learned there is?
Wear shoes.
Don't play tennis.
Not sure that's accurate.
I don't know. Ask Andy Roddick.
Racquetball is better.
Fair. That's a fair point. The United Nations headquarters in New York City sits on 16 acres of land purchased with an $8 million donation made in 1946. So who made that donation?
The Rothschilds.
Rockefeller?
Yeah. Oh, which Rockefeller?
Yeah. Almost.
John D. Rockefeller?
Close. You're on the right path.
John E. Rockefeller.
No, you're
John F. Rockefeller.
It was his son, John D. Rockefeller Jr. So
I'll give you half.
I give you.
Okay, I'll give you.
That seems pedantic on my part, but also, did anybody watch my quiz earlier?
No, I didn't. Can you tell me about it?
Yeah, it was totally, not difficult at all in any way.
Not in the slightest. All right. How many presidents have been elected despite losing the popular vote? Let me clarify. How many U.S. presidents have been elected despite losing the
US
popular
history,
vote?
But also, like, FYI, they're all Republicans.
3?
No.
4?
5.
It is 5.
Good for
Right. This is not the Price is Right.
Yeah, I mean it's the last 5 of them.
Yeah.
Except for Reagan's second term.
Yeah.
But also,
well, and Bush's second term.
Bush's second term.
Yeah, you have to go back also into all the way back to Andrew Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Andrew Jackson did not win the popular vote, and he
was not very popular either.
No, he was not.
Also was not a Republican.
No, he would be considered one today for sure. Well, no, things are different back then.
I just realized you can see the cat in my lap.
Yeah.
I just realized that.
But because the vote split between him, who the fuck was it? I forget. But because it split, the delegates, they were like electors and stuff like that. Because of that, he won like on a technicality, but he didn't win the popular vote.
I don't know if this is a question or not, but when did we stop electing the president and vice president separately?
1948. Last one was when they fucked over Mr. Iowa, the person that got us out of the actual depression. Him, the guy who said to go kill all the pigs. Fuck, man. Huh? No.
I don't know these things. This is why I'm reading the questions.
He got fucked out of it. And say again.
Are you talking New Deal?
Yeah.
Roosevelt?
Yeah.
Roosevelt's vice president.
Truman? Well, it wasn't Truman.
Correct. Truman was
Warren?
No, it was. Oh my God,
So it would have been Truman's vice president.
No,
Garner or Wallace?
Yeah, Wallace.
Okay.
Henry Wallace was Roosevelt's first vice president. He's the one that actually helped him with like the New Deal stuff. He was the one that gained the most support from the socialists, and that was one of the things that really pushed Roosevelt over the top. And he, by himself, was the advisor that really helped to pull the American economy, especially farmers, out of the Depression in the late 30s. And it was like the second New Deal and stuff like that. And he was also the one that really helped with bartering the peace agreements that we had, and with both the UK and with Stalin, and setting up how they're going to split up Europe, and was able to get like that Stalin and FDR were like on the same page. Wallace was the guy behind the scenes doing all this stuff. He was going to be the next president, and they fucked him over the night of the convention. Like, he had all the votes, and they were like, wait a second, Roosevelt's going to die. We need somebody who's still going to be a warmonger because we need to still make this money, and we need to be able to advance this thing so that we can tell the communists where they can stick it. Because the communists were actually the reason that the war was won, by the way. It wasn't because of us. Just so everybody knows, the United States could have stayed out of World War II, and the Germans still would have lost, FYI.
Russia.
And yeah, Russia for sure. He was going to be voted in, and they said, hold on a second, we got to get somebody else. And they voted for this little 5'4", can barely talk fuck named Harry Truman from Kansas City, who was just barely in the Senate because he was rich and shit. No, Missouri. And they voted for him the next day, and it flipped the entire fucking vote. And then he became a gutless sack of shit that couldn't do anything, much like JFK. And they convinced him to drop the bombs, which did nothing. And all of that. Stalin already fucking knew. And yeah, so that's what happened. And Wallace, fucking Wallace and Hamilton, two people that should have been president that never were. The nation would have done so much different, better things. Just saying.
If you listen to if you listen to Lincoln's second half of his inaugural address, you would want him to have another 4 years too, because it was basically written by Karl Marx.
Really? I know that
he goes into how labor and capital are separated, and how labor is way more important than capital itself, and that capital by itself serves no good.
All right, now I'm touching myself.
Yeah.
Did you know that Karl Marx is one of the prime architects of the Republican Party?
Just based upon
the fact of correspondence between he and the founders of the Republican Party. There were also many letters exchanged between Lincoln and Marx.
You know, I had a bad opinion of Lincoln until like right now.
Yeah, I learned something new today.
Lincoln was a private socialist. He really tried to hide his anti-capitalistic sentiments, but in his second half of his inaugural address, he rails capitalism.
Nice. Very nice.
I did not know that.
And not many people know how much influence Karl Marx had over the foundation of the Republican Party, because he heard that the Republican Party was being founded on abolition, and he started writing them going, "You go, girl." And they started conversing back and forth about other platforms that they could get populist opinion on. And a lot of it was worker rights and the evils of capital itself.
Well then.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, I learned something new today. So thank you.
Yeah. I didn't know that either, and I figure myself for a pretty good historian, and I like learning that. Thank you.
Yeah. That's cool.
So when people say, I usually post about once a year of make the Republican Party Marxist again.
Nice.
That's good. All right, you want to go up to that one?
We can.
Yeah.
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm getting hungry.
Okay. Can I do this one?
Yes, you can. It's yours. It's yours anyway.
Should disqualify a person for this question.
Right.
Like in advance.
I'm just gonna go.
Which state was the first to complete its section of the United States interstate system?
Well, knowing how fast the workers here work, it ain't Nebraska.
Kansas.
Not Kansas.
Delaware.
No.
Yeah, I didn't actually.
Rhode Island.
Delaware. They didn't have interstates at that point.
Yeah.
The interstate systems were across the country, like where Highway 20 was, where now you see like Highway 90, things like that. That's where you find the interstate systems.
I mean, I think as soon as the interstate system is completed, every state that doesn't have any part of it has immediately completed its part of it.
By the way, so it's Nebraska. FYI.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
It's Nebraska.
Yeah.
Because we only have the one.
Yeah, you got 80 that goes across. They just follow the Oregon Trail. Just put them down there. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the where were the wagons going? Let's just stick it right there.
Just put it right next.
Well, it's follow the Platte River.
Yeah, that's all it does. Yeah, just go. If you can see Chimney Rock, you've gone too far north.
Well, I take that back because the 78-80 split happens in Nebraska.
Oh, it does. But then if you do that, it's like.
Are you going to go to Cheyenne or Denver?
Yeah, a millimeter away off of this. If you, it is not very clear either. Because I did this. Thanks. Colorado is like a second away from that exit, and you're in Colorado, and there's a town right there, or you're going up to Cheyenne, and then you're gonna it's like, man.
And then you have to take the hour drive south from Cheyenne to Denver.
That's funny.
Yeah,
that's pretty funny. All right, moving on. Who purchased the Louisiana Territory from France in 1803?
France.
Buzz.
Yep,
Jefferson.
Yes. Buzzed, I'm sorry.
He did.
What was the money used for by who bought?
If it was Jefferson, then it was used very specifically with at the direction of Andrew Jackson to go down to.
No. What was the money used for?
It was Napoleon who bought it, right?
Oh yeah, Napoleon.
And he used it to like fund his shit.
Yeah, to try to invade Russia.
Oh wow. I've got a better
No,
idea.
this is 1803. This would be
never
well
mind.
before.
Yeah, never mind.
It was his defense of the Third Coalition.
I believe I did get it correct when I said fund his shit.
Yeah.
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 You know that Napoleon
Keep
and
it simple.
Hitler invaded Russia on the same day.
I knew that.
Yep.
I knew that.
Wow.
And they were both all like, "It's a bit cold. It's a bit cold."
Yep. 5 million.
Hitler was
Different
like,
idea.
"I
No,
have
it's
a
the
better
same idea. It's the same idea.
Exactly.
Yep.
7 extra men at the beginning of every go. Still can't fucking hold it.
You get that number 30. I want to do 31 because that one
Oh, I
is.
thought we were only going.
No, I know, but that one was so cool
Oh,
last year
okay.
because of like the caveats that are included.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go ahead. We got 2 more and then we'll be done.
Right.
And then we'll decide who gets like money or whatever.
Yeah.
I haven't decided yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I have. But go ahead.
So, which president owned both a saloon and a patent?
This sounds exactly like something Roosevelt would do.
You would think.
Good thing. Yeah. Both a saloon and a patent.
Is it our Texan president? The good one?
No.
I'm gonna say, hold on. We got a list here.
Ann Richards should have been president, but you know.
Not a Texan. No.
Not a Texan.
Texas was around then.
Yeah.
1846, right? 1848, state of Texas.
5. I took Texas history in 7th grade. I've slept since then.
There's only 1 star in Texas. Who is it?
Me. Anybody?
Nobody, huh?
Anybody got an idea? It is
Some
Abraham
weirdo.
Lincoln.
No, Abraham
Yeah, he's some weirdo. Yeah. He was indeed a weirdo.
Some tall
Freaking
fucker.
communist weirdo.
Yeah,
Right.
with amazing.
Evil communist.
Told him his cheekbones are amazing, and they told him he needed to grow a beard.
Yeah.
And then he grew a beard, and he was like, eh.
Eh.
So, in what year was the state constitution of Ohio ratified, formally admitting Ohio into the Union?
I think I wrote this.
I know we both went over it a lot. Looked into the history of this because I know you first wrote it. A patent, P-A-T-E-N-T, by the way, Lincoln or Jefferson. Lincoln owned a patent.
Yeah, I was like,
Sorry, I'm just
Lincoln.
Yeah, but so in what year was the state constitution of Ohio ratified, formally admitting the state to the Union?
1834?
Nope.
No.
50?
1810.
No, it has to be before 1836 because, yeah.
Andrew?
1852.
That is
Close to when it was.
this one. This one's fun.
Yeah.
So the answer
We're
is
super pedantic.
yeah, and well, no, it's important though. The answer is 1953.
Mm.
It was retroactive, effective to 1853, but an oversight meant that it was forgotten for 150 years until it was brought up by a representative who was like, "Yo, we should probably do this."
Yeah.
So Ohio was never actually formally admitted to the Union because they did not fully ratify their constitution for 100 years.
Well,
Now,
good job,
mind you,
guys. Good job.
They were quite obviously a state, but so here's what we are going to do. We'd like all 4 of you and then Jenna, right?
Yeah.
I'll get in touch with Jenna somehow. You can, right? How do you use it?
Okay.
I don't know if you can go to Twitter because please write myself or Susan a DM on Twitter and let us know because we're gonna either send you some money Thank you so much for participating here.
Yeah. Real money.
Real money, like actual money, not a gift card.
Wait, who won?
All of you.
Yeah, we're doing this.
Oh, so who won?
Everybody who played.
So Tapioca Weasel won the New Testament thing.
So
Grand Prix Prism won for being like the best.
I won the New Testament thing.
Yeah. Irish Swede won the New Testament thing.
yes, he did.
Did he?
With the addition of I mean, everybody got those extra 923
right.
points.
Okay, my apologies. I've been wrong more than once today.
So
Usually
formally, Swede had 4,391 and a half points.
Half point.
Tapioca Weasel had 4,047.5 points. Grand had 3,525 and a half points. And Jur, because I am giving you points because I can, because I'm the ultimate points arbiter, I'm giving you 10,003 and a half points.
For the record,
I am the ultimate points arbiter.
You had 3.5. But I don't know I don't remember that part. I think I do.
I'm the ultimate points arbiter.
Yes, you are. I know. Thank you. But because all of you were here and you spent your evening with us instead of watching cultural appropriation in action,
it's true.
And all of that nonsense, as well as staying here and having a good time.
Yeah, and hanging out with us.
We are let us and Titan said I won the side chat. Absolutely, you did.
Yeah.
Send Susan a DM. I don't know.
One of us. Either of us.
Yeah. It's an unspecified amount of money, by the way. We're not just gonna tell people.
It's not like a shit ton.
Yeah, and this is for you to either do with what you will, or if you'd like to let us know, you can donate it to a charity. And it's also not like $1, so it would actually be a good donation.
But also, don't feel like you are being pressured into donating it. Totally fine,
whatever you'd like to do.
Shit sucks right now, so we understand.
Yeah, we're on that. The state of Oregon, thankfully for us, has something in a legislation in place that has an eviction moratorium until July 1st. But not only that, we filled out some paperwork that allows us. We gave to our landlord that forgives 80% or forgives 20% of what we owed and owe up to July 1st, and then the state of Oregon is paying the other 80%. Mm-hmm. So we are lucky to have that. Not everybody is, and we know that whether that's you or your loved ones, and so whatever that might be, this is our way of first off saying thanks for hanging out with us.
Thank you for being here. Because
never know, And like I said, it's not like $1 or anything.
No,
there's actual like money.
Yeah.
So we do and give what we can.
Yeah. So send me a DM. Send Nathaniel a DM. Y'all know I'm Motel Cowboy. He is PDX Secular Guy.
Is that what it is?
Like Portland. Yeah.
I forgot it.
PDX Secular Guy, or you can email us divine@gmail.com. That's fine as well.
That's it.
I had a wonderful evening, y'all.
Thank you, Tapioca Weasel.
Yeah, you can find Tapioca Weasel on Twitter, right?
On the tweeters. Yeah.
I don't actually use Twitter ever. I don't really have anything to plug. I just figured I'd play some trivia.
I really appreciate that very much. Yeah. Swede, you're obviously on Twitter, and you hang out on YouTube sometimes. You got your own channel, don't you now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
where I did a 55-minute tirade on what happened with GameStop. Was my latest video.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Listen to that.
Yeah. Thanks.
Where I actually try to explain every single step that happened and why almost none of it was illegal and why nothing is going to come out of it.
Yeah,
you say almost none of it. Was there some of it that was?
There's some parts of it that have the hint of it being illegal.
Yeah.
And that's the collusion manipulation.
Yeah. It's part of the conspiracy thing.
Part of the 1933 Securities Act.
Yeah, it's also one of those things. Yeah.
But I go into what hedge funds are, why they can do what they do, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. If it's
Nice.
if it's anything like one of my rants, you'll either
learn a shit ton.
yeah,
The first 30 minutes I've heard are really boring. The second 20 and the second 20 minutes are me cursing out people.
Oh,
Nice.
I'm gonna go and just fast forward then. I like it.
I want to learn.
No,
stuff,
I will put it on. I'll mute the first 30 minutes. That way you get the time, the watch time. I'm kidding. No, I'll listen to it.
I mean, I totally understand if you don't want to hear my voice. So
I don't know what you're talking about. I had you on for like 3 hours talking about Donald Trump tax returns. That was a fun conversation. Also, and Jur, we see you all over the place.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to plug?
No, just on Twitter, and then everything else is just random. So.
Yeah. We have. If you want to know why we did this tonight, and why we, this is the second year in a row. I put a video on the Divine Disbelief YouTube, like this channel, 2 weeks ago that explains it in a lot of detail, in which I was partially was made in advance, and it's kind of, I think, funny.
Yeah, it is.
There's part of it where I am ranting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get mad at the University of Mississippi, which is not difficult to do.
Rightfully so.
And I explain why not a fan of certain teams, and then what we can do to fix that. So if you want
do
to
you
know
differentiate between what Florida State does and what other teams do?
not in that video, but I could.
Yeah.
Certainly the relationship they have with the Seminole tribes down there is quite a bit different than what you would expect with something like San Diego State and the Aztecs. Yes. Or Kansas City.
Yeah. Cleveland.
Good, yeah. 'Cause I think Florida State's probably one of the few universities that has a positive direct relationship with the tribe itself, and the tribe has actually come out and said, no, we actually don't want them to change the name.
Yeah, and that is actually a member of the Seminole Indigenous tribe that rides out on the, I forgot the name of the horse is, but that's
Doak Walker Stadium. No,
yeah,
that's Texas, I think.
No, Doak Walker.
Is it Doak Walker?
University of Texas is Memorial, or it's not Memorial.
It's Darrell K.
Oh, Darrell K. Royal. Yeah, Doak Walker would be
Doak Walker is Florida State. They also say they won the 1993 national championship. Whatever. Brought that up in our first Tom Osborne video. I'm not jealous. I'm not upset about 1993 and the national championship. Whatever.
Doak Campbell, Florida.
Doak Campbell. Thank you. Doak Walker, of course, is running back award every single year, won by, of course, Herschel Walker as well. Whatever.
And there's an award for Doak Walker. Yes.
Grand, do you want to plug anything?
Don't send me any money. If you want to donate, send it to Safe Haven of Tarrant County.
There you go.
Can do.
We will do that. And
Oh
yeah, can I plug something before you guys go?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Grant, we'll do it. Actually, you can
Let me make a note.
DM on as well on Facebook. That way.
Why is my fingerprint up?
I don't have the Twitters, so I'll match whatever you want to send them.
Awesome. Yeah, that would. So you get in touch, Susan. You guys are still friends on Facebook, right?
Yep.
I don't have Facebook anymore because I don't know. I hate it.
I also hate it.
Yeah. But
there are a lot of groups that have a lot of positive influence on the community.
Yeah, for sure. And so Susan get in touch with there, whether you the amount, of course, which again everybody's getting like the same amount there, but also whether it's gonna be like anonymous, all that stuff too. So
yep.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Swede.
Can you please share the screen?
Yeah.
Do you see it? Yep. So February is Marfan's Awareness Month. If you don't know, and the joke is I have Marfans. So this is the time of year that if you do have money to donate, this is a great, marfan.org is a great organization to support as they help people like me find the specialist doctors and everything else, and then also navigate the myriad of problems that we have to deal with, chief among them, heart disease. So if you have the ability, it would be appreciated this month.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thanks for that. There you go. So there's so much we can always we can do for people, but I'm
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah, so-
messaging you the the notes.
Awesome. Thank you. And then, yeah, Tapioca Weasel mentioned, or Tapioca mentioned a little while ago, the Luke Census stuff.
Yeah.
Got one more there, one more real video, and then one more little thing that's just
Yeah.
really, really funny. And that might actually be the best. It's tiny. It's almost nothing, but it might be the best part of the series. Period.
I can't wait.
Because we're actually having a lot of fun with writing. We have already basically written the stuff for like Quirinius and stuff. It's a lot of fun. But really going in and like animating that again using like different animation stuff now. And we have that, and then we finish up like the Tom Osborne stuff too. We talked about all that bullshit. That was like over a month ago.
Yeah, it was a while back.
We got to finish that because we mentioned a lot about him. That's like college football and evangelical Christianity and how it poisons college football. Like,
Got to get into Ferentz then too.
Oh, I'm getting into fucking what's his name down there at Clemson?
Dabo.
Yeah, how he literally has his players that more than once they've actually done, like baptisms inside the fucking stadium. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dabo Swinney is cringe to the core.
He is no different than Florida State's Bobby Bowden. Who Tom Osborne just like the stuff I went over in the video. You go back and watch that. I'm probably gonna cut that and put that inside of the deep dive thing with Tom Osborne, because that was like a 30-minute thing almost.
Yeah.
And that was just the beginning. There's 3 parts to that.
Yeah.
The next part is how he, as the Christian fucking foundation of his football program, is Jesus. He literally said that. And how he handled as Mr. Jesus certain, I don't know, individuals in the program, or didn't handle them. And also certain things that came up with certain coaches who said that gay marriage is bad. And my address is One Memorial Stadium, which is the University of Nebraska, on Brown, and how he handles those people. But then the third part is about how what happened with him as a legislator. So
He was a terrible legislator.
Yeah.
He was a terrible athletic director.
A terrible fucking person.
Terrible person.
Yeah.
But on Saturdays he could win. That's all that mattered. You know that.
Yeah.
That's all they cared about.
You know, I wish they'd have I wish that they would take the same fucking attitude with, if you can't win, get the fuck out with Scott Frost, because he's both. Nice. He's a shitty person and a horrible coach.
I still love Bo Pelini.
Yeah, Bo Pelini was the best, man. Love that guy. Okay, I obviously have issues with Bo Pelini, but he's like,
everyone has issues with Bo Pelini.
Bo Pelini has issues with Bo Pelini.
He does. He looks in the mirror and he's like, I hate you. So, but the guy's good. Clockwork said, what did I miss? I don't know, 3 hours of trivia.
Yeah.
So
go back and watch.
But those are things we're still working on.
I would love to do one with you about what happened at the University of Iowa with 20 years of fermented culture of racism.
Do that for sure. That's the one I'm also doing with Ole Miss. That would have to be pre-recorded though. The way I'm creating those, just so you know. So we'd have to figure that out. But
from the people I know and can get anonymous, but you can talk to them to verify sources and stuff of, you didn't that strength and conditioning coach would say things that would just be, you would expect in 1920s South, and people were so afraid to bring it up to any other coach that it would just be pushed under the rug. And to create that type of culture is just,
and
that didn't boil over up until the whole George Floyd situation. And all of a sudden people started to feel okay with coming out. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but the head man always knows what's going on.
Yep, always. Yep. And that's Ferentz definitely does. We already know Ferentz is a racist piece of shit. And the same thing with Bobby Bowden too.
Yeah.
You espouse this Christian nonsense. And then
I think the only guy that probably told it real was Devaney with his black players. He says, you're here to play football for me, and I'm here to give you an education, and that's how this transaction works.
Yep, that was
Cat.
definitely. He was an alcoholic racist.
Oh, he was at Saturday nights. He was out at Misty's, three sheets to the wind.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you what though, you could win.
He and what was his name? The defensive coordinator.
Back when he was the coach.
Because his son's the coach down at FAU now.
Yep. Oh dear God.
Milt Tennifer, or not Milt Tennifer.
No, Tennifer was offensive line. I forget, but yeah, they would do that. This is different. This is the 60s.
Totally.
Different.
Totally.
He came from Wyoming. And Michigan, I think was the thing. But that was
probably one of the few coaches that around that era that wasn't just a blatant racist.
Yeah, and that was why and this is not just like college football talk. This is like real like social stuff. Yeah. Whenever they played Alabama in 1972, Johnny Rodgers just fucking obliterated that team by himself almost. It's 40-6. Obviously, defense played or like
38-6, but all right.
Is it 38?
Yeah.
Well, 46 was Notre Dame. My bad. And that was a big deal because that was Bear Bryant. Mm-hmm. And Bear Bryant, historical social justice warrior that he was, had like that admission that he was like, well,
as much of a social justice warrior as Adolph Rupp was at Kentucky.
Yeah. But he had to at that point like admit, he was like, no, I guess we're gonna have to like start getting more black players or whatever.
But like if we're gonna build statues, there's people out there like Don Haskins deserves a statue.
Yep.
There are sports figures out there that were way ahead of their time and knew that they weren't doing it just to get a leg up because they were getting better athletes.
Yep.
And Don Haskins is probably the best example because he's the most prolific winner at what he did. But, there's several out there that need to be lifted up along with the black coaches. John Chaney just passed away and he was a pioneer.
Yeah. Eddie Robinson. Yeah, was like,
especially with the historically black coaches.
Yeah, absolutely. He was the winningest coach in history too.
Yeah, he had over 500 wins or something crazy.
Yeah, and the name you recognize like Joe Paterno, right?
Yeah.
How many people have heard of Eddie Robinson?
A lot, I imagine, because I haven't.
Yeah.
Everyone that knows college football knows that, but outside of that, probably not.
Yeah.
Yep. But we have monuments, literal monuments to people who not only like first off on Ole Miss on the University of Mississippi there are actual Confederate fucking monuments, but to racists and to people who simply would not integrate their football teams. We have, and just because they could win or whatever. And by the way, sports ball is kind of an insult, so if we could not use that term, Rex, thanks. I just really hate it.
I know.
And we have like Tom Osborne has a fucking statue out in front of Memorial Stadium. I get it, you got Brooke on it or whatever. And Brooke was a nice guy.
Yeah, Brooke Behringer at least like earned it. In like being a good person.
But he also like shoving his religion down other people's throats too.
Yeah. But he earned it in death. He was lionized in death.
Yeah, that's true.
And but so Tom Osborne, who very specifically, and as we have read and seen in his own words in his own legislation, specifically would choose Christians to coach better than those who were not. He's a god in college football circles.
Yeah, I did a Reddit search for Tom Osborne. It was probably like a month and a half ago. Everybody still fucking loves him and nobody talks shit about him, and I'm just like, guys, he wasn't a good person.
There's only one aspect that he was good at, and it was winning.
Yep, that was it. And and he overlooked everything. Overlooked rape, overlooked
abuse, assault.
Yeah,
incredible amount.
Yeah,
You brought Lawrence Phillips back onto the team.
If you really want to know your an opinion on Tom Osborne, go ask Kate McEwen.
Oh yeah. Look at this. I specifically asked
Yeah, it's like, man,
not to, and then you write this. Cool. That's awesome. It's great. Enjoy your fucking time out. Like, I'm not joking about that.
Yeah.
It is an insult, right? I don't care that you don't like sports.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about sports. We're talking about politics in sports.
Yeah. This is actual, like, well, it's we're not sitting here going, you know, Tommy Frazier was quite obviously the person who was, I think, even more than Ndamukong Suh, cheated out of the Heisman Trophy in 1995. Eddie George didn't even win his fucking Rose Bowl, whereas Tommy Frazier went off for 299 yards against the number 2 team in the country, right? Not only that, but also led the greatest college football team in the history of the fucking world, the most dominant for sure, which we've written about. Sure, we could talk about that all day. I could.
Because that's the easy conversation. The hard conversation is to sit around and say Tom Osborne was probably a blight upon society outside of winning games.
Yeah. And as you mentioned, he's a horrible athletic director. But then, and especially when you have somebody like, and I realize Nebraska volleyball is really popular, but John Cook is a good person and he advocates for like social justice, as far as I know.
It's because the girls probably tell him what they go through.
Yeah.
And
it sucks.
And he has to listen to that to recruit these girls.
Yeah.
Because if he didn't, that word would get around real quick.
That's true. Yeah. And it sucks when like people learn how to give a shit just because, I mean, I understand it, but like they only give a shit because it directly affects them.
And I don't like, well, you look at like Mike Krzyzewski, right? I mean, like that too, where he last year made his own video, no sponsorship or anything like that. It was him. And Mike Krzyzewski is easily top 5 college basketball coach ever. Came out and he was like, yo, Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
How many other coaches have just done that? And this is like, you recruit primarily Black players.
Yeah.
And from inner city, people that deal with this. What are you telling your players?
And my favorite college basketball program went out and hired a Black coach because they said it was about time for the New York City to have a Black coach coaching their school. That's St. John's, Mike Anderson.
The Red Storm, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I did not know that. But you and that the thing is that that's notable. This is something that I said about the Vanderbilt kicker.
Yeah.
Like the fact that that's actually notable is part of the issue.
Yeah.
Because it only took us until the 21st century and 2 decades into it to do something like that.
But the Republican Party still has it in as a plank that gay marriage needs to be overturned. It's like until we get that out of there, and I'm guessing it'll be a generation before the novelty of gay marriage completely exits the arena.
Yeah.
It probably takes 20 years.
But like, guess what? How many times our governor, Kate Brown, is the first bisexual governor in the country. Do you know how many times I've heard people mention that?
Nebraska has their first openly bisexual senator.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Megan Hunt.
Yep. Megan and I talk a good bit on there. Yep,
yeah.
on Twitter. Yep.
Yeah. I think
I'm not in her district, so she doesn't really talk to me much, but I message her all the time about what's been added to this that makes you, because it's always something that's been added to it that makes her gives her the heebie-jeebies on certain bills.
Yeah, and she definitely looks at that those things that write on that and stuff. But you look at these things and whether people like it or not, or are interested in it or not, I'd say or not there, but whether people like it or are interested in it, sports plays a vital role in our social society.
Yeah.
I don't care if people,
especially for minorities.
Yeah. Like that was the thing with like Lawrence Phillips.
Yeah.
Again, Lawrence Phillips, in my opinion, is the best running back literally ever. that I've ever seen. He's fast. He's enormous. He had
6'1", 220 pounds, and could run a 4.3 40.
Yeah, and as well as just either run you over or decide to leave you like on the ground as he went around you. And the best I've ever seen. He came out of, it was Compton, out of this broken houses, broken family. He was like in the foster system.
Parents, right?
Yeah. He didn't have a family. And the only way that he was going to get out and not die, likely, was for him to make it in football or basketball. One of those two things. And he had an incredible talent, but the thing was that he didn't have it.
Yeah.
And
he was big.
I mean, I commend the only thing I can commend about Tom's though is he kept trying to save him.
Yeah.
he
And
didn't have the didn't have the
we talked about
he didn't have the right motivations. Tom Osborne didn't. And what's his name from the not the Vikings. The Vikings that he got kicked off of, that the coach was like
Oh,
crying.
Adrian Peterson?
No. When the St. Louis Rams, Dick Vermeil.
Yeah, Vermeil.
Yeah.
Like, Vermeil had interviews after Lawrence Phillips died that he was just like, I couldn't save him.
Yeah.
Like
and
he was really upset that he couldn't.
Yeah. And Osborne, the way that he thought that Osborne knew he's going to win 95 regardless. You got
they had Amon Green.
Yeah. And I think he still had Calvin Jones too.
No, Jones graduated in 93.
Oh yeah. Okay,
now you are talking about sports.
Well,
that's true.
Well, no, it's really not, because he was going to win anyway in 95, and he knew that. The whole fucking world knew that.
Yeah.
There was like no way that Nebraska was going to lose to anybody that year, and yet he thought that the best way for him to really impact Lawrence Phillips in a positive way was to get him back on the football field.
Yeah, he basically sacrificed Lawrence Phillips for the sake of 95.
Yeah, and guess what that does? That shows a person, and if he had written anything in that book that actually had to do with, he's a doctor in this field. You know that showing this, that this person has no penalty for their actions, like at all. They get off easy, right? You're not teaching them anything.
Right.
You and I have had this conversation about this before.
Yeah, their point.
But from his opinion, that was giving him the structure that he needed to keep him busy every day. So Lawrence Phillips in 1995, Lawrence Phillips had an anger issue, to put it lightly, and he drug his ex-girlfriend down several flights of stairs by the roots of her hair.
Yeah.
Her name is Kate McEwen, and Scott Frost's girlfriend at the time, who was hiding in the closet.
And by the way, so Lawrence Phillips is running back at University of Nebraska in the mid-90s. Nebraska was well known as being like the most dominant college football program, so it had the most like microscopes and everything.
Yeah.
And so Lawrence Phillips already had issues. And
but also the amount of trouble that team had. I mean, Damon Benning had a gun charge. Clinton Childs had this. Abdul Muhammad had that. You know, there was so many different things going. I think Chevin Wiggins had a charge against him.
Oh, Riley Washington, that poor. I feel so bad for Riley Washington. I really do.
So I mean, there were so many things, and all of a sudden, all those things started piling up. Now, some of them got dropped for legitimate reasons, but a lot of them got dropped because Tom told them to drop it.
Basically, yeah.
Yep.
He did. He undeniably.
Yeah.
Like allegedly.
He hid Abdul Muhammad's gun.
He did.
Yep.
He did. Yeah.
Yep. But
like the coach.
Yes.
Yeah. Tom Osborne did. Well, it was technically one of the assistant coaches that hit it and had to later. It was in
the desk drawer.
That sounds like conspiracy.
It is.
It
would be conspiracy to, aiding and abetting of a suspect is exactly what they did. But Abdul Muhammad robbed a convenience store.
Yep, he did.
At gunpoint.
And this was for the sake of winning.
Yeah.
And that was the 94 team.
Well, did they win?
They won the national title that year.
Yeah,
I mean, all's well that ends well, right?
Yeah,
of course.
But this is the Christian coach who said that he built his team on Christianity, on those values.
Yeah.
And he spoke ill of this progressive movement into equality and things like that. And he spoke, and then he said that the greatest letdown, the greatest shame that he felt or whatever disappointment was when somebody who was raised in a Christian household moved away from the faith. Literally, that was what he said. And
man, I was like, I was gonna try and make a joke, and then you added that bit, and it was like, it was just too much. It's like, ow, the hypocrisy.
Yeah, it wasn't the fact that all of these players who he recruited and knew, again, the only way they were going to make it out of where they were, because Shevin Wiggins was also from there. Riley Washington was from there. Riley Washington was innocent.
Yeah, Riley Washington was completely innocent, and a Sports Illustrated article from around that time.
And Damon Benning was also innocent.
Innocent of what?
Damon Benning had an assault charge, and they found out that he was actually there were multiple witnesses not associated with the football program that put him on the other side of town.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think there was even like security camera footage of him like somewhere else at the time.
Yeah, Riley Washington was accused of like aggravated assault, I think with a deadly weapon or something like that, because they said that he shot somebody outside of a convenience store.
He wasn't even there, right?
Yeah, he wasn't.
But again, it was like 3 of them were legitimately innocent. Well, like 14 of them, Tom told them to drop it.
What was the one, Christian?
Christian and Jason Peter both were just.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jason Peter has thankfully turned his life around.
I thought Christian did.
No, Jason did.
Oh.
He even has like.
Jason is the one that lost 200 pounds.
Yeah, he was on
meth.
Yeah. And he's like with his Tales from the Underground or something like that, where he shows that he turned his life around. No thanks to fucking Tom Osborne, who wasn't there. That's the thing. You have this coach who ignored all of this stuff for the sake of winning. And then the book is called More Than Winning. No, that was all it ever was.
Yeah.
He's the reason that he's not the reason, but he is part of the reason that Lawrence Phillips is now dead. Lawrence Phillips may have never come out of whatever he was doing. Lawrence Phillips, you can look him up.
His story is really sad.
Yeah,
his story is one that I've sort of like obsessed over a little bit.
But Tom Osborne could have helped.
Yeah.
And he didn't. He did the opposite. The helping was bringing him out of that, but he didn't put him in counseling.
No.
He put him on a football field. And then showed him that there were no consequences.
Imagine if he would have taken the 96. He was going to be a senior in 96. And imagine if he said, "This is your redshirt year. You're going to anger management for a full year. You're still on the team. You'll have our structure, but you're not playing in the game. You're going to redshirt, and you're going to anger management every day." That would have been a totally different story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like we can't know if it would have worked, but
we know
because there are. But here's the thing. Like the trying side of it is what we're talking about, right? Also, 96 with Lawrence Phillips, just saying, with 96 Lawrence Phillips, they would have won the national championship again. This person then who had gay players on his team and spoke openly against it, and hey Nick, good to see you. And was openly against like these players going out and being involved sexually and stuff like that, right? Things that college students are going to do, telling them that what they're doing is immoral and promoting these prayers before the games, and shit like that. And he it just happens to be that myself and Swede are both from Nebraska and know all about this, that we're mentioning this so much. This is fucking like it's infected all of college football. College athletics, where you can see that. And that's why a lot of times in what is really, really great about like college basketball is that college basketball, you can't hide from it. in college basketball, you have it's something like 87% of players are either inner city or somewhere around like black players. You can't hide from it, and they're forced to look at it.
Yeah.
In college football, you have such leeway and so much money that you can hide from it.
Yeah.
But in college basketball, there's a reckoning.
Yeah.
And the issue is that there is no oversight in college football. Joe Paterno, quite literally at Penn State, allowed with his knowledge Jerry fucking Sandusky to sodomize people in the showers at Penn State. Yes. Yeah. That does need to be added.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again with his knowledge.
Yeah.
But because he was a good Christian man who won a lot of games,
They didn't give a shit.
not only did they not give a shit, but they lessened their penalties.
Yeah.
And there was outrage against the people that, not just the DA, but they like overturned fucking news vans and stuff. The students in Happy Valley, by the way, they're god awful people anyways, protested this. The fact that they were actually coming out against the university. Because and then when Nebraska went there in, like, I don't know, 2012 or some stupid shit, and Ron fucking Brown, homophobic piece of shit that he is, he brought all of both teams to the middle of the field to the 50-yard line. He was like, yo, let's pray out loud. I'm going to stand right here at the beginning of this game.
At a public secular institution.
Yep. And they didn't pray for the victims. Not one fucking word. So no, this infection of evangelical Christianity, Lou fucking Holtz, are you serious? Throughout, Notre Dame coach, 1988. That was the Catholics versus the fucking convicts in Miami. Straight up, that was the name of the games they would play. And they were all the same. They were racist and they were sexist. They were homophobic, and they were all like Jesus this and Jesus that. It's just fucking and I get so mad.
Yeah.
Because I love college football. I was raised with that. It is literally we bleed red because God's a Nebraska fan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's more Crimson, I guess, which makes more sense right now. Alabama, yada yada. It's not my fault. He's like the greatest coach ever. But
even the hated Barry Switzer was more progressive than anything that Nebraska had.
Yeah.
I mean, he was much. I mean, he used that against Tom Osborne for years. Was like, he doesn't play black quarterbacks. He tried to get Turner Gill to not go to Nebraska based on that alone. He's like, you'll end up as a wide receiver or a wingback.
Yep.
Because up until 81, that's exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm. And then he became the quarterback. Should be Penn State needs.
Yeah, mid-season, he finally went with him.
Yep. But now you look at Turner Gill, though, and Osborne influenced him in such a way that he was like the coach at Liberty.
Yep.
Yeah.
Up until what, last year?
Was it last year, a couple years ago? Yeah. He was at Liberty University. We know what that's like.
Yeah.
Now, whether he holds like those type of views, you're not required to hold that.
Right.
And that is a private Christian university, whatever. It can, it can espouse all of that bullshit. But this is it's not a, if he were he also coached at Kansas. Not very, okay.
Not very well, but Buffalo.
Yeah.
I mean, he did well at Buffalo.
They won like the MAC or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how Buffalo, New York is in the Mid-Atlantic Conference or whatever, or Mid-America Conference, but whatever.
Mid-America Conference.
There's apparently like a place called Miami in Ohio too. Yeah. That's where Ben Rapier's sister went.
Hey, for somebody who has turned their life around, Roethlisberger has.
Yeah, that's fair. You're right. And
now.
I was actually going to apologize for saying that at all. But Roethlisberger is an example of that, though, where you give this status like that and they have no consequence.
And then the Rooneys came down on him hard and said, you're going to be out of this league with no paycheck, no nothing, unless you shape up. And then he basically went dark and married somebody and has a couple kids and keeps quiet.
Yep. But you look at the people that like influenced his life as well, not later on, but in like when he was in college and shortly after that. And you look at these people and you find people like Urban Meyer, and you find people like the other guy that was at Ohio State before, Jim Tressel, and all of these people who are like godly men or whatever, and do all of that shit. And then what do you find out about them? Like they're not. Yeah, they are. You look at like Les Miles, who is now at Kansas, or you look at Mark Richt, who left Georgia and went to Miami. They're all like these super Jesus people, and then you find out that they're racist, homophobic pieces of shit, and who do not promote. And while they have, again, majority black players, they don't promote social equality and equity on their teams, and they don't help these players who they're saving from the system to actually to do anything except for win games where they may injure themselves and never actually go anywhere. And maybe they'll get an education, but to not earn anything while they're making their university and their coaches millions of dollars. And then what do you do when you leave the university? Where's the coaching staff at that point? And what kind of leadership did I get from somebody who said, I'm a Christian, but I'm going to ignore all this other shit? Right. And it's just, I could literally go on about this for fucking hours. Yeah. And I realized that we can't do that and we need to stop.
Well, we've already been going for almost 4 in general. So
sorry.
I'm very
sorry, Andrew and Grant and Nathaniel and everybody else, because kind of went off on that one.
But I mean, we could do this for 8 straight hours about all the shit that's been going on in college athletics, and the fact that we prey upon minorities to play for them because we don't give them hardly any other way out as a society, because it's it's one of the few escapes from poverty that they have.
Yeah, and it's what they're told.
And then we put them in a situation where 4 years later they're gonna come out with potential CTE.
Or worse. You have them that
I mean, that's what Aaron Gonzalez that's what probably was wrong with him, at Florida, and then, murdering someone is, if you take I guess from what I heard, and I could be wrong, but they took a look at his brain and
I've heard that as well. He was in prison. He killed himself. Yeah, and
the reason he killed himself is he had and this is disturbingly morbid, because if he died before a certain day, then his contract was not null and void and had to be paid out to his descendants. So his wife and daughter got the rest of his NFL contract. Yeah, so yay capitalism.
That was the Patriots, I believe.
Yep. So I mean that to me, that's a yay capitalism.
One time it worked. Yeah. So we're gonna. Yeah, I'm as well. We're definitely gonna get out of here. Sweet, thanks for that. We might just take like the last part that we were talking and put it on a separate cut it off.
Right.
Regardless, I think that's something where we were able to say and show where, even if a person doesn't watch or like sports, that there is this important thing. It's like people say I don't like politics. Yeah, you do. And sport. Yeah, they are. Well, just do me the favor of respecting when we ask not to, please just don't call it sports ball, because it's literally like an insult. That's it. Just respect that. And you're not a victim here. But again, thanks you guys for coming on here. Grand, I know you and Susan are gonna chat via Facebook. Everybody else, either myself or Susan or both, and then you're gonna get in contact with Jenna as well, right? And we'll make sure that you guys either get your own payout or that it goes to a charity of your choice. So awesome. Well, thank you so much, everybody. Nick, thanks for coming, stopping by. Clockwork, thank you. Titan and anybody else that I missed and maybe not here anymore. Nothing to contribute to this conversation. Can I go? I'm sorry, Andrew. I just read a private chat out loud.
Sorry.
Yeah. You're excused. No, we're all leaving now. I did not realize. I clicked over and did not realize that. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
And I know that you probably have a lot that you probably can contribute to that. That we likely were not doing a very good job of like opening it up for people. But
I still love you very much.
yeah, and we love all of you guys very much. So we will. I'm certain talk to all of you very soon. So everybody else have a good night. Wear a mask. Socially distance. Wash your hands. All that stuff.
We love you.
Yes, love you guys. Thanks for everything again.